And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
I am not the Hostess Cupcake, the Riddler. This is Mock. Nope. I'm joined by
Milwaukee.
Jmart. And the Red Baron. Tell you what, really thrown off.
Yeah, real weird sequence there.
That was weird.
Riddler's running late today, but we are welcoming 2 special guests in studio today.
We got a dad.
We have a dad.
That's me.
We'll have to move that microphone a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, you got to get right on it there.
That's me.
We have Mr. Dave Sanderson here with us today.
Morning.
And, on the other side of Souls over there, we have...
My name's Pat.
All right, Pat's going to talk real low.
There it is.
In high school, he used to
I'm gonna
go
be
by
on this.
Redwood.
Redwood.
So that's-
That was
I-
it.
It's a good radio name,
Should
too.
be
Yeah.
Redwood.
Redwood, Red Baron.
That's right.
I like it.
Don't get it confused. we're actually brothers.
I believe today we're doing one giant toast of excellence. No? Rita's saying no.
Well, but we can, and we can
All right.
add
Well-
some other stuff.
Just do a ton of them.
Out of the gate, happy Father's Day. Toast to all you fathers out there,
Except Jeff.
except Jeff.
Nice.
Knocks his kid over when he tries to stand up. But no, really, happy Father's Day. Hope you guys like the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have another toast of excellence.
Go ahead.
I also have one.
I want to toast Odell Beckham Jr. Showing up to camp, contract not happening yet, but he's not holding out.
It's a good move for
It
a
is.
superstar player.
And you don't
It's about
see it.
time,
You
yeah.
don't see it ever. You don't see it ever with the superstar players.
Because he wants his money.
But he's going about it the right way.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not, but he wants his money.
Le'Veon.
Listen, he'll be back before the start of the season.
Yeah, it's a Brown.
No, he won't.
I have a toast excellence. Wade LeBlanc. Last night, through 7 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts versus the Red Sox. I got to watch that at the bar. I got to see Mr. Dave Sanderson play up at Krabby Owl's, and they had the game on in typical bar fashion. It was on mute, so I got to read the closed captioning. But he had for a guy, he's what there 4,
4, 5,
so
3.
a guy at the bottom of the rotation having a hell of a day, 9 strikeouts.
He's having a hell of a year.
Yeah, he's 3-0.
It's because he's not a Pirate anymore. So it happens.
That's my toast excellence.
And he's playing on a team that's just winning without their best player.
Yeah. So good for him.
I got 2 if that's
You know,
acceptable by the board.
You're
here.
really
By
pushing
all
it.
means.
One goes to Mike Bibby. I don't know if anyone saw the Instagram picture, but he's a scary looking
Talking
guy.
Mike
now.
Bibby!
Mike Bibby. The other goes to the Baltimore Orioles. They finally benched Chris Davis. They are not letting him have the historically worst season of all time. So, Chris Davis, you suck.
Souls?
Jeff took mine.
Which
All
one?
right.
Chris Davis.
Bullshit.
Now entering the Riddler.
The arena.
Hey.
Lincoln was right with the hat, by the way.
He did. Mr. Reed called that you'd be wearing that hat today.
Shout out to Mr. Reed.
My Civil War hat.
It's a great hat.
Mr. Sanderson, Pat, do you guys have any
Mine's
toast
to
to dish
mine's
out?
to this breakfast.
I didn't come prepared with one. I didn't know I needed to. I would say the Yankees, though. Just in
Here,
general,
here.
my team.
There you go.
Gay.
Toast all around.
Quite down over there.
No, not here.
I've got one. This guy, let's see who can guess. He had a pretty decent college basketball career for the University of Tennessee. Went overseas to play professionally for Germany. And decided to give all of that up in search of a belt in wrestling. Shout out to Mr. Kevin Diesel Nash.
Yeah. Yuck. Yes. Yuck.
That's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
I'm very happy now.
That intro was legendary.
Saw that taking a turn on me.
Hey, how much is this chew screwing up?
No. Well, that.
You know, Kyle thought that was going to be a trivia question. He was over here thinking. Kevin Nash sucks.
You got mashed.
Oh, Kendall.
Yep, let's get that going. Get that pond water
Gotta
going
get the
early.
starting lineups in too.
Oh, yeah. Good
The
call,
umps are getting
Jeff.
pissed.
What do you got there, Jmart?
Oh, I have a nice Heineken here, courtesy of Souls.
He asked me. I delivered.
Yeah,
Gross.
totally.
Riddler?
I don't know which one I want to start with.
Yellow one. Yellow one.
This one?
Yep.
All right, Shooby Juice from Thimble Island.
Ooh, the Shuby.
Courtesy of Paul, he gifts me a lot of beer. I have the Old Man from Treehouse.
Yeah, Reed told us he shopped at the Paul Mart today.
That's pretty much where he shops every time he drinks.
Yep.
You'll notice when Kendall buys his own beer because it usually comes in the volume of 30 ounce or 30 cans
30
or 40
cans.
ounce.
I have from the Czech Republic a lager. Over there, it's called Budweiser. But here, I think they have to change it for legal reasons. It's the Czechvar. Very excited that I found this.
I have from Goose Island, the Goose Winter Ale.
Nice.
In June.
Really in season.
I don't care. First one I saw.
Kyle, don't open it
You
yet.
nasty souls.
That thing
Okay.
is so expired.
Just trying to keep cool in the summer. That's all.
What are you drinking down there, Patrick?
I also have a Thimble Island. I have the double coffee stout.
Good way to wake up.
Mr. Sanderson, what are we drinking down there?
Well, I have the world famous Rocky Mountain tumbler, full of such magical ingredients as a Diet Coke.
Nice.
Because I'm watching my weight go up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do that too, but
It never seems to go anywhere.
no. Oh, crack 'em.
Oh, yeah.
Pass to make some noise. Jump the goat over there.
Half an hour ago.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't taste good with this food in my mouth.
No?
Not even a little bit.
You might like it. Down the road.
Down the road.
Or in the same seat. Since we're stationary.
That's what I heard out of your mouth.
Put your shirt up.
I am just so happy I found this beer. Today is a good day.
Today was a good day.
All right, someone take the reins because I'm really enjoying this breakfast.
Well, we're just kind of waiting on the Red Baron over there to
Yep.
ask us a question.
I have your question for you. I just want to
Yeah, and then
get the page. There we are.
Souls. You ready to talk?
Yeah. That's hour 2, though.
Soul's also, out of impulse, bought a mag of Fireball nips.
Because he's a
a
raging
mag-
I know, I used the wrong word, I know.
I got a magazine full.
Magazine. It came with a magazine.
So how
Game
many did you
Informer.
buy?
We had 10. We did 3, me, Pat, and Mark. And now we have 7, so all of us can do one.
You know what's funny? He did the math in the store.
Yeah, let me tell you something. He's not good at math because when I cleaned out my van after the little road trip that we took, there was a half-drank nip of Jim Beam Fire sitting in the floorboards of the van.
Yeah, he told us. It was one of the last ones he did. He goes, "Wow, I thought I got more of that in there, but guess not." That was
Yep.
before Golden Corral.
Fuck Golden Corral.
What's your problem with the Golden Corral? They,
Yeah, it made me really...
they could be a sponsor one day, and you're
Well,
disparaging comments.
Anyways, with the question.
All right. Well, first things first. I need an NFL team, not the Colts.
Redskins.
Giants.
Redskins. We got Redskins first from the Riddler. All right. So Peyton Manning, his career high passing versus the Redskins passing yards is what number
In a game? Single
in a game?
Oh my god.
362.
441.
375.
403.
382.
512.
Our correct answer is 354
Uh-oh.
against the Redskins. So Souls, because it's Father's Day, you lose.
I told some guy today at the restaurant that I was a father. For no reason.
None one of those?
He held the door. I hold the door open for him. He goes, "Oh, thanks. Happy Father's Day." And he's like, "If you are a father," I was like, "Yeah, I got 3." And he just kept walking.
Hey, shoot for the stars. You know?
That guy was nice enough to wish me a happy Father's Day. I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth.
That's right.
Like, I don't have any children, sir.
Yeah, that one that you're with.
How
that's mine.
rude of you.
I have to take my shot that I should have taken before I asked the question, but
You're
I'll do it now.
incompetent.
So I'd like to shout out this bagel Because it's just been the real MVP this morning.
Where's it from?
Bacon, egg, and cheese with creme cheese on a buffalo chicken bagel.
From where?
None of your damn business.
Golden Corral.
Bingo. That's why I was so late. I had to go all the way to Milford to get it. No, chefs in Cheshire.
Never even heard.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
Hamburgers, ribs, or
fry.
low self-esteem women. So,
Well, we should crack these open now, huh? As a collective unit.
Ooh, that fireball's gonna taste really good with the cream cheese.
it's a buffalo chicken, though, so we're
Yeah,
good.
no,
okay.
actually.
You should pour it on there like you would a Tabasco or some kind
Oh,
of.
marinate it?
Start cooking with this stuff.
Will it fireball?
Season some chicken with it.
Well, happy Father's Day.
To the fathers.
Except Jeff.
So,
I don't know why.
Okay, so just to Dave?
Yeah, Kyle, I got your whole family's going down.
They were so much colder before.
When they just came out of the fridge. Yeah.
Kyle just made me spit fireball everywhere.
I want to make a comic book called The Adventures of Souls.
Be a good comic book.
It'd be hilarious.
I'd buy it.
We see our heroes sitting on the couch.
Oh, and that's it.
40 pages of just ball scratching.
Looking at the remote on the table but not reaching for it.
That was awesome.
Cool noise.
That was Sputnik.
Kyle's face was best.
All right, Kyle. So what do you want to talk about today?
Why is it on me? I got the second part of this show.
All right.
Why not make it the first part?
beat the rush.
Bitch.
It's going to be more than, 30 minutes.
We got more than 30
So?
minutes.
All right.
We'll settle it with a cage
Come on,
match.
Souls, go.
I guess we're going to do the NBA mock draft.
What, do you really want to wait for the second hour?
Kind of, but I guess we're not.
What's it to you?
What's it to you?
All right, Kyle. So with the
Nothing.
first pick,
That's
the
what I'm
Phoenix Suns.
First of all, you calm down with your whore mouth.
Well, you're just gonna.
So back to MLB
You're gonna
news.
start arguing with Jeff.
You started it.
I didn't start anything.
I feel a
trying to
cage
start the
match
show.
coming on, Kendall.
All right.
I'm seeing it too.
So, NBA mock draft, it's on Thursday.
The mock draft on Thursday?
No, the real draft is on Thursday.
Ooh, pond water.
Well, I mean, I don't think that warrants a shot. I was just being an ass.
Whatever, I'll fucking drink it. Well, me and Jeff both did a mock draft.
Jeff
Oh,
and I.
yes.
Does it really fucking matter at this point? Does it really matter?
Yes.
You should let Pat get a shot of that private
Yeah,
stock.
here you go, Pat. Enjoy
It
your
is
Earl
customary.
Stripes.
That's right. He's got to really.
If you could tell us what it is, you win.
I'm willing
You
to
wouldn't
bet
have to
everything I own
deed to
that you
everything
can't
we
tell
own.
me what's in
That's
that.
worse than it was last time.
Well, it's
Well, that's because your regurgitated Jim Beam fires in there.
Is it?
Pat said it's better than the fireball.
Yeah, but so is like urine.
All right. With the first pick of the 2018 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select center DeAndre Ayton out of Arizona.
Nope.
Why not?
Nope. LaMelo.
See, I have the same guy going first. He's just too dynamic to
Yeah, he's
not go first. Although he's an asshole. If I'm correct, he only worked out with Phoenix
Yeah, he doesn't want to go
because
anywhere.
he
but one.
knows he's going first. So I almost hope he doesn't.
It's either he's a very good offensive player, fucking liability on defense.
That's the NBA. Though.
But it's like in the first round of the NCAA tournament, they got blown out of the water by 13th seed Buffalo.
Don't hate on Buffalo,
They got knocked out by the next round by like 40 points.
but they beat
Hey,
whatever
I agree.
school, Arizona.
I agree with Jmart. Don't sleep on Buffalo. Any sport.
Not to interrupt, but not Sports Center just posted a photo of saying throwback and Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and it's a picture of LeBron James and Delonte West.
Oh no!
It's just magical.
Oh god!
All right. Anyway, with the second pick.
The Sacramento Kings select.
Oh wait, it's the Kings.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I did my whole mock draft. I thought the Bills were next.
The Kings select
They might
Luka
trade up.
Doncic, guard/forward out of Spain.
They don't though. They draft
Ooh.
Marvin Bagley out of Duke.
See, my reasoning is because
Grayson Jeffries.
the Kings need a scorer and a guard. They already have 4 big men that do nothing on that team.
So they need one that does something.
Okay, but you already have too many. Unless you trade one.
Exactly.
Who are they going to trade?
Willie Cauley
And who
Stein.
wants them?
Anyone.
Nobody wants them.
Trade him for second round picks.
Second-round picks don't do anything in the
There's a
NBA.
pretty good dumpster fire burning in New York City that would
you
take
heard
some
what
big
he
men.
just said, didn't you? Someone pull up a list so I can figure out who's the second-round pick.
The biggest name of the last 5-10 years is Isaiah Thomas.
You know what's crazy? Even I knew that. I did know that.
We all know Anthony Davis was the best second-round pick ever.
Of all time.
Or one, but anyways.
We don't have to argue.
It's also-
I just think
Vlade Divac.
that Bagley is very valuable.
Either way, they're probably not going to pick either one because Vlade Divac sucks ass at his job.
You're right. They'll probably go with Kevin Herter.
I'd also like all the NBA teams to know. I wrote a letter. I'm out there. I'm
I
available.
almost had you at 30. I swear.
I'm
I was
available.
like, I'm gonna write someone in on this.
I'll work out for any team. Just pay for my dinner.
He likes Golden Corral.
Then with the third pick at the Atlanta Hawks selecting power forward Jalen Jackson Jr. out of
Nope.
Michigan State.
Jalen Jackson Jr.
I have a feeling there's going to be about 27 more nopes coming.
See, I have Luka going there just because I think it's Schroeder's team. It's a pitiful team. They have a good power forward in the making. Give them, Luka. You got to score. You have Schroeder and Luka. That's a pretty good back or whatever the fuck they are. Backcourt, frontcourt, backcourt.
Dick check.
It's a good fit if if the Kings decide not to pick him.
Well, my
That's what it
reasoning
comes down
is
to.
a lot of the executives around the NBA are saying Jaren Jackson's going to be the best player out of this draft.
Souls has been in the meetings.
No, I just read things.
Kendall brings up a good point.
They
though.
said
When
How
you
you
start
can't
when you
read.
start talking, and you're trying to think, you wade in the water.
Yes.
Like you just
Yes.
paddle back and forth. You ever seen that video of the turtle that's vertical in the ocean, just
it's gonna be a good.
that's
day.
exactly what you look like. You're just
Anyways,
Except
all right.
he can't swim.
He's a 3-and-D type player. The Hawks don't really have one. And that's the new thing in the NBA.
Well, they don't have anything.
A stretch four.
We could go through the top 5 picks. They don't have any of that.
I just think they're going to try and really build that front court for the defensive purposes down the road. I think John Collins and Jackson Jr. could be fantastic together.
See, that's why I have him going next to a team that really values the grittiness and the defense, Memphis.
So you have Jaren Jackson going to Memphis.
Yes.
I have Marvin Bagley, though, to really complement Marc Gasol.
Oh, yeah.
An offensive mind, because he's also a liability on defense.
Yeah, see, I look at the culture in Memphis. They're all about just hard-nosed defense. There's Jaren Jackson. Enter Jaren Jackson. New era.
Both good fits.
Yeah. Who we got for the Mavs?
Mo Bamba
No.
out of Texas.
That sounded like a song.
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba is
Obama number 5.
Yeah.
Mo Bamba
That's
is
good.
considered the best defensive center in this draft. And the Mavericks have been looking for that dynamic center just to play defense. That's why they wanted DeAndre Jordan. They didn't get him. And Mo Bamba's going to be just like Jordan down the road.
They have Nerlens Noel.
He's a free
A
agent.
great player that
He's
they
a
could
free
resign
agent.
for a max deal now.
Just for that-
2,
I have
3, 4,
Porter
5.
Porter Jr. going there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I think Dirk is on his way out. It's just a matter of when he decides to hang it up. And they need a new guy, a new face.
Well, they have Harrison Barnes at the 3 already.
Doesn't matter.
I think they're more focused on looking for a center than they are a forward or a
Well, I
guard.
spoke with the executives. I actually sat in on one of their conference calls.
And you spoke to Mark?
They speak very highly about Michael Porter. So, up yours.
Home boy.
God, do you want me to call him out for a second? Because we know he's being ridiculous.
Anybody have any comments in the first 5?
You guys have good banter going.
All right.
You guys just keep going back and forth.
Let's just bang out this draft in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Number 6, I have Trae Young,
Guess what? Nope.
point guard, from Oklahoma, going to the Magic.
That's a reach.
Reach at best.
He's a risk, in my opinion. He's
What the fuck did the Magic have to lose?
They could get Mo Bamba.
The cursing from Souls is just.
That's
Doesn't
what they
matter.
could do.
Listen,
You got Vucevic,
Right
who's
now-
just a soft
yeah,
center. Good offensively, but you get Mo
but the-
Bamba, and then
but the thing is,
what? What's
they
the thing?
traded out for Payton,
Okay.
so they're starting point guards either DJ Augustine or freaking Shelvin Mack.
Okay.
Why are you comfortable with
There's
those?
an off season. You could say there's so many free agent point guards.
Who wants to go to Orlando?
Who wants to go anywhere?
Uh,
Money.
I'd go to Orlando.
Money drives
It's
all
nice out
these
there.
deals.
But they need a dynamic scorer. They don't have one of those.
They are in rebuild.
They need a
mode.
playmaker.
They're not a
and
contender.
Trae Young's a playmaker.
They're
for
not
the
a
Magic.
contender. They're
Oh.
rebuilding.
We got a hand up.
We're on 6, right?
Yeah.
I actually had a prediction for this. I think the Bulls trade their 8th overall pick, Denzel Valentine, and Felicio for the number 6 pick to take Bobby Portis. Or not Bobby Portis, sorry. Michael Porter Jr.
Clinton Portis.
I kept saying
Portis.
Clinton Porter. I
A
kept saying all different
terrible
kinds of
trade.
names. Anyway, it's Felicio, Valentine, and the 8th pick, and a 2nd-round pick for the 6th pick to get Porter.
I would like to see him there though. That would be cool. It would be a good fit.
I can see the Bulls trading up if they really want Michael.
That's
Porter.
the best
This is
part.
pretty good.
Everything we're saying, we're both wrong because there's going to be trades
A
all
lot better
day.
than Fireball.
You know why it's good? You know what's good? Because I was cleaning the other day, and I found 2 nips of organic vodka, so I just threw them in here.
So it's healthy.
What else is in there?
That's not true.
So, yeah.
You don't
There's
want-
UV
Yeah.
blue.
You shouldn't
Oh, wow.
have asked.
UV
I can
blue,
taste the UV.
99 bananas,
There's the
Tabasco
one,
whiskey,
White
That's-
Zinfandel.
White Zinfandel wine.
Glad I sipped it first.
But organic vodka, what is that? Just a peeled potato?
It's gluten free.
Comes with a side of avocado toast.
People may have laughed, but I didn't like it at all.
That's fine.
You can get those at the Dunkin' drive-thru.
I'm telling you, we're in the coordinating stages of getting our first event going for next summer. There'll be a big to-do. And I'm going to make nips of private stock for people to win.
Do we have to get like license
I'd buy
to
it.
sell them?
We're not selling them.
That's
There'll be
right.
giveaways.
That's right.
That you
Although I
give
would
us
buy it.
money for.
Good. Good.
I'm gonna get a 50-gallon
Donations.
drum. It's gonna be a 50-gallon drum. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
50 gallons?
Don't clean it out. Either.
No.
You
I'm
want
gonna
the oil or whatever was in it.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it in a sauna and I'm gonna sit in it until it's half full with sweat. Then I'm gonna fill it a quarter of the way with urine.
Wow.
Just a dash of semen, snot rocket, top it off with gin.
Wow.
I'd buy it.
Sounds like a health hazard. I like it.
Yeah, there's gonna be some lawsuits in the near future, but
All right, anyway, back to
we've
the
got a
draft.
very strong legal team.
Could you see that trade happening though? Somewhere in that
Yes.
realm?
I can see a trade happening.
I mean, I personally think that the Bulls would be overpaying to get the 6th pick, but I also
It could be a good return. It's a risk.
I don't
but
think they're sold on Felicio, and I feel like
they gave him a whole lot of money.
well, I just feel like if they were gonna keep one of the 2 big men, I feel like they would trade him and keep Lopez because just even though Lopez doesn't really bring a lot offensively to the team, he's a very good defensive and rebounder. All right, anyway, with the 7th pick in the NBA draft,
Well, you take this one first.
So I have the Cavs taking Wendell Carter.
that is also who Kyle has.
No.
No.
I have the Cavs taking Michael Porter
He's not
Jr.
going to go there. He's not going to fall, is my thing.
I believe
Trae Young won't go over him. That's my only gripe with that.
Pat, what do you think?
He'd be a perfect fit, but I don't think he's going to be available for
I'm going to
Cleveland.
go with Jeff on this one.
my thing is
The insider.
if he's there at 7, the Cavs have to
Yes,
look at. The Cavs have to
100%,
draft him
But he won't be there.
just because
He won't.
LeBron might leave.
He's not going to be there, though, is my thing.
Okay.
So-
well, in mine, he's there.
But he's not going to.
You don't know that.
I do.
And I believe he's
guarantee-
there.
Well,
I
let's
believe
let's
he's
get a
there.
wager. So Porter is going
I'll
to
take
go before
four
pick
shots
7.
next show if he does not go to
And
Cleveland.
I'll take 4
If he doesn't go to
goes
Cleveland or if
way
he's still
down.
there?
He doesn't go to Cleveland.
Wow.
Wow, that's a okay.
It's pretty.
I like
And
your
if he
shake on
goes
that.
to Cleveland, I'll take 5.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, someone's getting drunk next week.
Now hold
And you
on.
wanna know what?
I wish I didn't shake his hand right there. If they trade up for the pick and take him, all bets are off. If he goes at 7 to the Cavs, 5 shots.
Okay.
If the Bulls trade up and
Because
get him,
the thing
I'll
is,
I'll drink the
people-
whole private stock on the show.
Oh god.
In my opinion, I think teams are scared to take him
They
because
shouldn't be.
he's hurt.
But I won't have a beer that show.
Yeah, but let's look at a team that has made their winning reputation off of hurt draft picks. Enter the process.
It may lower it this show.
I
It's
agree.
worked.
I agree. But a lot of teams aren't the Sixers, and they're not going to risk Michael Porter, who had a back problem, which is a very serious problem, and he just came off an injury problem. An ankle injury, I'm sorry. Fucking Christ.
I have
But like
injury
people have
problems
been
all the
like
time.
drafted after like being accused of rape.
That's right.
That's a pretty serious thing.
Yeah.
One dude got drafted and he couldn't read.
But he's not injured.
There's
But
probably
doesn't-
more of that going on. that
Not
we
being
don't
able
know
to
about.
read is kind of an injury.
Ask Kyle.
I couldn't make it to the stadium. I didn't know where to go.
I got lost.
Who you got the Bulls taking?
I had the Bulls taking Wendell Carter Jr.
No, he went.
Nope.
I haven't taken Mikal Bridges. they could use some. He's pretty much an all-around project, I would say. He's good both offensively and defensively.
Well, the only reason I'm good with that is because then I can order his jersey but get it custom made to say Jay Bridges.
Well, Wendell Carter has been shooting up in the ranking for the last couple weeks ever since the combine.
Yeah.
Sex tape.
No, he's a freak athlete for his size.
Because he's a very smart player, and I think if you pair him with Markkanen, that could be one hell of a front court.
It could, but I think you got to stretch.
You got to stretch for it, and you got a real center who's young. You could trade Lopez and try and get another piece.
Whoa, don't trade Lopez. He's awesome.
Yeah, but just to get another piece to work with that team.
Lopez is a good piece.
I think you could go either way with that.
Get rid of Felicio.
They can too.
Get rid of him.
They will.
Get rid of fucking Alfred Payton.
You mean Cameron Payne?
They're all the same
They're the
person.
same guy.
They're all the same person. They're all just a bunch of weird. I don't know. All I'm saying is Bulls team, but with J.R. Smith and Swaggy P, NBA champs. Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first.
100%.
Who do you have your Knicks taking?
The Knicks are going to, and I quote, draft Trae Young. And I'm not even happy about it because I think they should take Sexton.
You had
But what
6
happened?
letters and misspelled Knicks.
But I think
I wrote off your paper.
Trae Young has like a 3% chance to be great
So both of
and
you
an
misspelled
100%
Knicks.
chance to be good.
Not to interrupt you, but did you both really misspell Knicks?
I didn't. He did.
The end's attached.
I don't know
There's
about
no
that.
N.
Private stock.
Damn it, Matt.
Private stock.
Mock wrote kicks.
New York kicks.
This is spelled correctly on mine.
other kids with the... Oh, sorry.
That's your.
That's why we're actually on the radio on the way
Yeah,
here.
they've been high on Trey Burke since like 3 years ago, probably, for all I know. And I think, yeah, he could be good, but there's better options. But I just think they take him.
Oh, we didn't give
exclusively working with him.
We
They're
didn't-
notably big fans of his.
We didn't give the fisherman any pond
I
water.
mean, who knows?
I think the Knicks take Mikal Bridges.
Have the next Carmelo.
I think he,
Just think though,
He's
Jeff. The last time the Knicks drafted, and
not
you
bad,
weren't happy
Wonderful
about it,
bouquet.
it panned out.
The last 2 picks. Frank was good last year too.
Mikal Bridges.
Best play all season. Best play. He did. He had the best play of
Better
the whole
than the
season.
Fireball, right?
This is the shoving LeBron.
No, it was the one where they were winning. It was like only one of like 5 games, but they were winning when the buzzer was going down, and there was like 2 seconds left. The shot clock was about to expire, so he passed the ball to what's his face over there from Atlanta? What's his name?
Kevin Nash.
What's his
Nash
name?
again,
Schroeder.
Mock.
He was a Knick, and then he went to Atlanta, and he came back.
Tim Hardaway.
Hardaway, yeah. He passed the ball to Hardaway, so he didn't get the turnover.
Oh yeah.
That's the greatest play ever. That guy's awesome. That's a Mike Mock play.
Absolutely.
It was good.
I didn't screw up. You screwed up. Way to go, guy.
You had the ball. Stat sheets don't lie, guy.
Now, Kyle, I bet a shot I know who you have the Sixers taking.
Yeah, because you
Take that bet.
Yeah, no. Because
Oh, he said yeah.
Yeah,
so you
no.
have the Sixers taking Lonnie Walker, right?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, good shot.
So does he.
Nope.
Oh. I was gonna say, so do I.
What hurt
I
player
can, I
the
can
Sixers
bet you
take?
that you had a shot that the Sixers taking Colin Sexton.
I'll take that shot.
Can we keep doing this back and forth? Because this could get real interesting.
Okay, so my reasoning for Lonnie Walker is that he's a shot creator. The one thing that the Sixers were desperately missing last year was a shot creator.
Or just a point guard that could shoot it all.
He's not a point guard. Well,
Don't you even fucking dare take a
no,
shot.
I'm talking about the player that.
I'm talking about, but I'm talking about Ben Simmons.
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about that.
Because
I'm
I'm about to
talking
funnel
about-
this down your fucking gullet.
I'm talking.
Paul just got so mad.
I'm talking about the player that they're going to draft.
Your gullet.
He's a
Colin
shot
Sexton.
creator.
Not
I don't
who you
think they
said.
need another point guard. You have 3 on the roster that are good.
He said really. Go on.
You have Ben
But wait,
Simmons.
don't you
Ah!
You have
No.
Not a
TJ
point guard.
Mikado, and you have Markel Fultz.
Ben Simmons isn't a point guard.
Marco Fultz to me is a 2.
Hey, remember
And he
like
also
a
hasn't
couple weeks
proven
ago
anything.
when we were
Also
talking
true.
about like the Sixers getting LeBron or Kawhi, and now they're going to get neither?
They might.
They're
They
not.
won't,
They're
and
not.
they shouldn't. They don't. Oh, I'm gonna get
Kyle
pissed.
also thought
No,
Paul
continue
George.
with the trap. Go with the trap.
I just think Lonnie Walker is one of those guys that very good at create his own shot. You can shoot off the dribble. He doesn't need to have the ball in his hand.
But you have that guy in Markel Fultz.
Like we said, we don't know much about him. And
But you
just
don't
said
know
he was
much about
good.
this guy either. He hasn't played yet.
You're right.
Fultz actually played.
Okay.
Take Colin Sexton. Markel Fultz can be that guy for you.
You know what? I'm happy with both picks.
All right, that's fine.
Who I really want is Mikal Bridges, but he's not going to be there at 10.
Nope.
I have a question. What's the definition of a shot creator?
Well,
I've never got.
can I give it? Can I give it?
Kobe
Hold on.
Bryant.
Can I give you a definition that Souls would give you?
Sure.
Okay, ask me the question again.
What is
is gonna be
a shot creator?
Somebody who creates their own shot.
That's an unsatisfactory answer.
But that's what Kyle would say. Am I wrong, Kyle?
I don't know.
So think of it as a guy that doesn't need someone to send him a pick. It's someone that can create enough space off the dribble.
Kyrie.
Okay.
Kyrie's
Harden.
a great example.
Think
Mock.
of all the greatest players in the NBA right now. They're all shot creators.
Shot creators. Okay.
Nash.
Yeah.
Well, he could say Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Kind of.
Steve Nash was
More
just a
pick and
floor
roll guy.
He thought Steve Nash, not Kevin Nash.
No.
Here's
I
the thing,
knew it
though.
was
Steve
Kevin
Nash.
Nash.
I
Steve
thought
Nash
Steve
has a
Nash, too.
different. Steve Nash has a different title. He did create his own shot, but Steve Nash was a floor general.
Yes.
Steve Nash stepped on the court, and it was whatever the hell he wanted to do. It's what Chris Paul does. It's what Felicio's going to do for whatever team he gets traded to.
I thought the pond water was a shot creator because you're trying to figure out what's in
You know
it.
what?
Naturally, it is.
You know what? The
You
shot
gotta take
creator
a
new
shot.
nickname.
That's deep.
The new nickname,
I like
Lonnie
that.
Walker for that thing.
For this?
Yep.
Lonnie Walker?
Yep.
Hey, you want to take some of Lonnie Walker's juice?
Sure, 'cause I deserve it.
Because he deserves
Kyle's
it.
Jeff gonna be dunzo. By
I got to go to
15th
work
pick.
today.
I thought you said you didn't.
No, I have to work today. It's Sunday.
I thought you
I only
said
have,
Sunday,
I have
Sunday,
two
Sunday.
Sundays off from now.
Sunday, funny cars.
Jeff, what do you have for the Hornets?
Sunday.
Where are we at? Pick 11. Okay, so I have the Hornets taking Miles Bridges.
Nope.
Good move.
What do you think, Pat?
Let's look at my
Colin
notes.
Sexton. Yeah. Straight out of Alabama.
I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear what you have to say because I'm intrigued.
So you got Batum, right? That small forward,
Mhm.
and you
Yes.
have Kid Gilchrist.
Mhm.
What have they really done?
Okay, I agree.
You know what I mean? I think they bring in a fresh guy. Even if he doesn't get that much playing time right off the bat, he's gonna motivate Kid Gilchrist and Batum to
My
step
thing-
their game up.
Valid point.
My thing for that is, I think it's really hard for them to trade either one of those two.
Exactly.
So
draft someone to get them going.
and I think it's
compete for
very
the job.
easy to trade Kemba Walker
But why would you trade Kemba Walker?
because that team's going nowhere. They finished. They have 11th pick for the last 3 years in a row.
But they're going faster towards nowhere if you trade their only scorer.
Chris Dunn, Felicio, Denzel Valentine, first round pick, 2 second round picks for Kemba Walker.
Done.
I do think the Hornets can trade this pick.
They probably will,
Like-
to
like
be
to the-
honest.
like to the
I think it's
Suns.
going to be a package with Kemba. Watch them get the first
Like
pick.
my
you
opinion,
heard it here.
I think the Suns would easily make that trade.
I don't know about the. I think the Kings would make that trade, without a doubt. I don't know about the Suns because they're kind of hard pressed on keeping the first pick.
I think right now the Hornets are looking for a bench guy like Colin Sexton could come off the bench
So you're saying
and be a good point guard for
with
them.
your first pick,
Well, no,
you
I'm
want
saying,
a bench guy?
no for this year, just for this year.
Because I
Yeah.
also agree and think that Bridges would be a good bench guy.
Because in due time, Colin Sexton will be the starter.
You know.
And if they keep Kemba, they've been looking for a backup point guard. They signed Michael Carter Williams, who done.
He's a bust, unfortunately.
They had Brian Roberts. They had.
That guy was better at baseball. Only real people know who that was. All
I
right.
just love when Kyle said, "You don't know that."
I just think he would make the most sense at 11 for the Hornets.
Okay. Well, now we have the asshole Clippers that have back-to-back picks. Let's
This is
just
where
bang them out. Who
Marco's-
you got for both of them?
I have Miles Bridges and Robert Williams.
I have neither. No, I have Robert Williams. You have him 13 or 12.
13.
Good, me too. But I have Lonnie
Shot.
Walker because I have him dropping. Which
These two
I
picks.
can't really disagree with that.
I think the Clippers are just going to trade one of them anyways. They're a team that
you're
just.
when you have back-to-back picks, you're in a great position. You should trade one of them unless you're really sold
They're
on two
a
guys.
team that's stuck. They don't really have a great team. They don't have a shitty team.
They're a superstar away from contending, but they're not going to be great.
They traded Blake Griffin. That's why Robert Williams. Wow, Robert Williams makes.
Wascowee Wabbits. They're shot creators.
Oh, Souls got tickled.
They traded Blake Griffin. There was a hole at power forward. Robert Williams makes sense. Gallinari is not cutting it, in my opinion. And you have Lou Williams. They just signed Milos last year. I'm not gonna give up on him yet. Milos. So I just think
Quavo's good.
Take off.
I think
Jimmy
Miles
also-
Bridges at 12 could really help them shoot a little bit. I think Robert Williams can end up being a starting power forward.
Too generic of a name. He's gonna fall off.
It's a good point.
Who do you have going to the Nuggets?
I have Kevin Knox
Me too.
going to the Nuggets. All right, so who do you have going to the?
Well, they want to know why. He's a guy that really did not
He's a
make
guy.
anybody happy this year. He was supposed to be a top 5 pick, and Kentucky just sucks. Paul?
No, it's too late. I had something to say about the last pick, but you
Oh,
forgot
what's-
about me. It's too late. We're already on the next
Go
pick.
ahead.
I'm done.
We're going back to the Clippers.
No.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Go on with the Nuggets, Kyle.
Reverse.
The Nuggets can pick anybody. 'Cause
It's a chance pick. I mean, you're right. He was
Everybody
supposed to
slap
be a
your
top
dick.
pick. He's still good. He still has that potential. He's just playing on a loaded team. So, who knows? It's a.
And I think
it's
they're
the
kind of done with.
14th pick.
and
It's
I-
always a weird pick.
I think they're kind of done with Kenneth Free too.
Yeah,
It's
he's
a mistake.
well. It's funny because his skill is still the same, but it's just the league's moving away from guys like him. That's how.
And you can
We have
shoot
to
just a little
accept
bit
it.
better.
He's Neen 10 years after Neen.
Yes.
That's Nene for you common folk.
You got going to DC.
Zahari Smith, small forward out of Texas Tech.
Who?
Zahari Smith.
Nope.
That could either be like a Saudi Arabian guy
Yeah.
or a black guy.
Buckeye.
Oh, okay. Is it a black Saud?
I don't know.
Black sod.
He has been shooting up the boards. A lot of teams want him. Like the Lakers want to trade up into the
I
top.
spoke with Luke Walton personally.
According
To Luke Walton.
to Luke Walton,
Oh my God.
the Lakers want
A
to trade up.
basketball reference.
They want to trade up into the top 12 to get him.
I.e. Yard Barker.
He's a pretty solid shooter. He's okay in my opinion. I don't think he's gonna be anything great. And the Wizards just kind of need like another bench piece because after the starting 5 they suck.
They're taking Troy Brown.
Yeah.
Play the 2 and the 3. And he's going to really probably suck because they suck. And they suck at drafting.
I think this is John Wall's last year in Washington.
I hope. New York. But not Brooklyn.
The kicks.
All right, what about the Suns'
Sabres.
irrelevant pick?
I have him taking point guard Shea Gilgeous-Alexander out of Kentucky.
Terrible name. They're going to take Zachary Smith because he's going to fall.
Suns need a point guard. Brandon Knight sucked for them.
Hurt.
Alfred Payton's whatever. He can't shoot. I think they're looking for the next star point guard for them.
And you think that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is that?
Could be.
No.
Let's see what name ESPN gives him. Because they're not going to say that every time.
SGA.
I know the Suns want to trade back up into the top 5 after the 1 pick to get Trae Young.
Yeah, well, he's going to the Bucks in my next
How
pick.
do you
so.
know that?
What do you,
Mark
what do you think
Spears.
about
Marcus Peters told you that?
No, Mark Spears.
that? Britney Spears' father, Mark.
Happy Father's Day, Mark.
Estranged father. I should mention. I have him going with the next pick. Your little Shagilligus, whatever the hell.
Why do they need another point guard?
Magilla Gorilla.
Shagilligus. Because they want one.
They don't need one.
They
Shagillius.
said they want one. I talked to Luka Maabute, and he said
Yeah, you talked to the guy
Bucks-
from the
When
Rockets.
the hell did we start doing this like show in the SAP button or something? Like, what's going on?
It's Moa.
You know,
Amoot,
Kyle,
by
I'm not
the
gonna
way.
lie. This is one pick I just didn't take any time with, so they're taking him.
Okay, you're
So
wrong.
You should talk.
You're wrong. The Bucks are going to take Grayson Allen.
He's not good, and he's gonna fall.
He's not going to fall.
He's gonna be a
Why?
second round pick.
He's not. The
Yep.
Bucks.
He's going to suck in the NBA, though.
Absolutely, 100%. He's gonna.
He's
suck.
going to be a very serviceable, like, 9.
He's going to be. Shit. What's the guy on the Pistons? Help me out.
There's a lot of
3-point
guys.
shooter, white guy.
Kevin Nash.
Luke Kennard.
Nash
no,
again.
no. Before him,
John
Kyle
Lure.
Singler. There's your Grayson Allen.
No, he's going to be better than John
No
Singler.
shot.
Kyle Singler, I'm sorry.
He's not gonna
Anybody's
be
better
good.
than Kyle Singler.
No.
I just picture Kevin Nash, like, shooting a corner 3, and he starts running up the court, like, looks at the camera. One hand's flipping him off, the other one's got the finger gun. You just hear the PA speakers in the back. And then you
his
just
ankle.
then you just see Mock looking like Steve Buscemi in in what's that Adam Sandler movie there?
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. He's got the sniper. He's got lipstick on.
And I'm glad I called that guy.
But back to Grayson Allen.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
We can go back to the softest player in basketball.
No, he's a
history.
dick.
Yeah, but he's soft.
The Bucks need.
No.
First of all, he can shoot.
Didn't he lead
The
out
Bucks
that
don't-
like weird ass like intro for Duke?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like where they wasn't it like some like pop song, like some like. Anyone else know what I'm talking about?
Probably NSYNC.
I think what you're meaning
find
to say is fuck Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
You don't like him.
He wants to be Christian Laettner, but he's not.
I'm telling you, he's gonna go to the Bucks.
I'm telling you, he's going to the Wolves.
So you have him 3 picks after that?
Yeah,
You said he's gonna fall to the second round.
he might. But
How
I
does
didn't
that
want
make
to.
any sense?
Because I was looking at a list of 30 guys, okay? And I wasn't going to go out of my way to figure out who a 31st guy could be. So I put him in there, all right?
That's the
You
way.
want the truth? There's the fucking truth.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing is
Missed.
that's how every mock draft, professional or not, is done.
Yeah.
They put out so many of them. There's no way like, all right, let's look
I
at
tell you-
every guy who's eligible for the NFL draft. Nah, fuck that. Who's the top 32 guys? Let's just put them in order.
If you want to be real here, what pick are we on again? The Bucks?
Yeah.
They need a playmaker. They need Mike Mock.
You know,
You look good in that green.
me and Giannis, we'd be great together.
Antler combo, right?
All you'd have to do is jump at the hoop. I'll
Give
do
that
the
to Kendall,
rest.
please.
No.
No.
Don't give it to Kendall. That's one of the greatest nicknames we've had. One, it's relevant because they're the Bucks.
All I'm saying is that me
Chubb.
and Giannis.
Ah.
Just like, are we doing lobsters? What are we doing?
We're doing crab defense. For
Nope.
All right, 18th pick. To me, this is the perfect fit.
18.
Yeah, it's not that far off.
yeah, let's just speed round.
No, hold on.
Come on, these picks are. All right, go.
This
Poor
is the
Pat
perfect,
over there.
This is the
I
perfect
know
fit.
nothing.
This is the
Come on now.
perfect fit for this team.
Oh, man.
Kyrie Thomas, shooting guard out of Creighton. He's Danny Green, just younger.
Nope.
Shooting guards are the most valuable players on any team.
He's a 3-point shooter who plays exceptional defense.
Yeah, but they always go with like foreign guys, so they're gonna get Dante DiVincenzo.
He's not
DiVincenzo.
foreign. You
Don't care.
jackass.
You heard his
There
name.
you go.
You heard his name,
He's from Villanova,
which is in what? Greece?
which is in Philadelphia.
That was good. That was good.
No, to me this is the
That
perfect
was
fit.
Rich Monson.
God.
Danny Green, younger version of
Is
him.
there olive juice in there?
That might be. I don't know.
Greg Popovich loved Danny Green, and I think he'll take.
Dirty.
I think Danny Green leaves this offseason, and I think he just replaces him with Kerry Thomas.
You're probably right.
Thank you.
There's definitely going to start because it hasn't been gross enough. Not to know, the private stock has not been gross enough. Every time I try to make it really gross, someone on the show is like, "Oh, this is tasty" or whatever. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start adding non-booze elements to it. Nothing that will go bad, but we're going to start making it real gross.
Oh, I guess Jeff is done.
He's ripped up his mock draft.
He's just got it
Disgust.
memorized.
Then we have 19, the Hawks. I haven't taken Troy Brown. He's a 3-point shooter. I think the Hawks straight this pick. They have 3 of them in the first round. I don't see them making all 3 picks. I see the Pelicans coming back in
Pels.
to get Troy Brown because they need a shooter. But Troy Brown just makes a lot of sense. He's an Oregon guy. Hawks love Oregon guys. So
Jeff looks like he's about to
The Hawks
make
love
sweet
organs.
love.
You are 100% correct.
thank you. Then we have the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Grayson Allen.
No. They're going to take Keita Bates Diop. Is he foreign?
Nope.
Question around the room.
Like
Is
a
he foreign?
DJ.
No,
Correct.
But he sounds it.
no.
So
he
that's
went to
half the
Lafayette.
Went to Ohio State.
It's close. They're in the same country.
See,
All I know is the last time someone took a chance on a guy named Jop, last name, he sucked.
It's Diop.
It's Jop. Guarantee you that's how it's pronounced. Just like the Senja Jop.
He's a 3-and-D type guy as well, but he's older. He's a senior. You don't see a lot of seniors coming out now.
Because they sucked in
Kemba.
college and they had to be good their senior year. I'm just kidding.
Kemba.
That's, give me,
Kemba.
Give me that props.
I just try
Kemba!
to look for any reason to go back and say he's wrong.
He is wrong, but Kemba.
But the
Mecca
Wolves,
Okafor.
like now we're getting to the picks where it's just gonna be bench players.
Josh Boone.
You might find like a diamond in the rough type player, but I think he's gonna be the guy that just comes after Jimmy Butler, gives him a little spark off the bench. He could do that with like really good defense or 3-point shooting. Paul.
Hear me out.
Bull trade?
This one could be realistic.
Jimmy Butler back.
No. God, no. So the Bulls trade the second round pick this year, the second round pick next year. Felicio, Valentine, and Bobby Portis.
Same trade. All right, go ahead.
No, I didn't put Bobby Portis in the other one. It's too valuable. But for the 27th pick or whatever pick round. But for this pick, the first round pick next year, and Derrick Rose. Minnesota Bulls. I think every year the Bulls and the Timberwolves should keep doing trades, so it's just the same two teams.
Makes sense.
Rotate. Also, you guys be on the watch. Mock jokes about the NBA thing, but he's going to make it. And when he does, PG is going to stand for passing guard, not point guard.
Oh, I want to make a new position. That'll get me into the Hall of Fame.
It would.
Yep.
With
The first ever passing guard.
Passing guard.
21st pick in the Utah Jazz.
Germany's losing 1-0 to Mexico at halftime of the World Cup for all of those who are interested. Myself.
I have the Jazz taking Dante DiVincenzo, point guard out of Villanova.
Who?
Dante
DiVincenzo.
Big reason why I have him going there is because he's white.
Oh, wow.
Jazz love their white guys.
Gotta love it. You know, that Brigham Young University.
Nah, it's not. So this kid can shoot. And
Good.
They need a backup point guard. Dante Exum sucks. He can't stay healthy. That's just a perfect fit. A
And
kid
he's
that would
white.
like. What'd you say?
Pat was noting that the player is also white.
Like he reminds me of John Stockton a little bit.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Thanks for listening.
Move on to your next pick
No,
before
because
you
it's
blip.
he's a shooter.
But that's like the worst thing in the world. Like
John Stockton,
what
a
analysis
shooter.
to it though?
The
It's just
guy
like,
that has the assist record and the steals record. A
it's not even that.
shooter.
It's just like, hey,
Assist.
Drink.
Oh, this
Shot
guy's
creator.
coming
For
out.
now.
He reminds me of LeBron James. So he reminds you of somebody that's got however many years of experience and is arguably the greatest player of all time. He reminds you of him.
Yeah.
And he's 17,
Drink.
18, 19.
21.
Doesn't matter. I hate when people do that. Like, no, he doesn't remind you of John Stockton. He reminds you of, like, just
Adam
somebody,
Schefter.
a good point
Reminds
guard.
me of Adam
Nah.
Schefter.
Just makes a lot of sense.
Go ahead and take a sip.
Yeah, well later. Because you ripped up yours, so I can't have you go to this one. The 22nd pick, I have the Bulls taking point guard Aaron Holiday out of UCLA.
He's dropping
Why?
because he's just a namesake.
No. He's gotten better each and every year. He went from 8 points to 13 points to 20 points a game.
Earlier.
Fine.
Okay? Yeah.
Fine. That's a good trend, I guess.
And the Chicago Bulls need a backup point guard, or they could even start him if Chris Dunn sucks again.
Or we could trade.
You can, but I think they keep the pick. And they already had a Holiday, and they need another one.
All I'm saying is if you take too many holidays off, you get lazy. Next pick.
I have the Pacers taking point guard Elliot Okbo out of France.
Next.
This is why the first. This is why I hate the last like
That's
you know 35 picks of the first round. I know there's more count, but it's just you're just starting to say you're making up names.
Well, this kid is probably going to stay overseas for a couple years because the Pacers don't really need him to come over right now.
I mean, they're a playoff team, though.
Yeah, but they don't need him to come over. They can. I think they're going to look for free agency more than they are in the
You
draft.
do that rebuilding.
They're not
When
rebuilding.
you're a contender, you want guys to no. Trade the pick. Next pick.
The Bulls. I'm telling you, Bulls are going to walk away from here with probably 27 first-round picks.
The 24th pick.
No players, though.
Minimum.
I have the Blazers taking Chandler Hutchinson out of Boise State.
Good name.
I think they're way past due with Evan Turner. They want to get rid of him.
They can't, though. They fucked up.
Is there a rule to opening the second beer?
Go ahead.
Nope.
man.
Oh,
We got a call to the bullpen.
Was
early.
it the same beer?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
And I just think
It's no call to the bullpen.
It's a mound
It's
I
just-
visit.
did the
The
first
mound
one
visit.
wrong.
Yes.
What is
That was actually for Jeff, but okay.
I just think he fits well with them.
It's just a
he's
mound visit.
Yeah, we'll quick around the horn with the pond water.
Sure. The Blazers are a defensive team. I mean, an offensive team. He
Well, which is it?
offensive, and he produces a lot of scoring as well. He was the leading scorer in Boise State. The fit just meshes.
Is their court blue?
No.
Well, that's a waste.
Oh, man.
Then I have the LA Lakers taking Kevin Huerter, small forward out of Maryland.
I actually like that pick.
Good
Yeah,
call.
me
That's
too.
one of those names that, like, for whatever reason, I probably really know, like, 2 out of the first 15 names that you guys rattled off. I know that guy for some reason. Don't know why. I think it was because I was watching ESPN one night and he was just on there.
Also, the Lakers already promised him if he's there, they're taking him.
All right.
Hey, if you're still there, 30 picks in.
Yeah.
We got you.
Hold on, finish this. 'Cause
Got
then
you,
I,
bro.
go through the last few picks, because then I have a
real
question
fast.
to the table.
In the
About the
Sixers, I have him taking guard/forward Jacob Evans out of Cincinnati.
What's his injury?
Nothing yet.
For now.
It's just whatever pick. They don't really need to first. I see them trading one of them or both of them. They don't. I think they need an experienced guy more than do a rookie.
Splash right
But
in the face.
It's just a pick that would solidify their bench a little bit more.
Nice.
Celtics, Dizona Musa, small forward. I don't
Mufasa?
Moose.
know. Some fucking country.
I like the way you
International.
do the
Bosnia.
draft, though. You put a lot of thought and effort into it. As much as we shit on you for sucking.
Like the Celtics don't need another young player.
So trade the pick. Who
No.
we got next?
Hold on. Okay, the Celtics are going to take an international guy who's not going to come over for a while,
Felicio.
I guess. But he's
What do you
just.
mean you guess? He's from Brazil.
I'm saying like this guy's not going to come over. They don't need him to.
Okay, fine. Then we'll trade Felicio, but he'll play for the Bulls for 3 years. Then we'll send him over.
All right, I guess, but that makes sense to me. The Warriors, Jerome Robinson, guard. They're going to lose Nick Young. Fuck him.
No, they're not. You know why they're not going to get him? You know why they're not going to get him? They're going to take whoever the Bulls draft for cash.
And he's
So-
going to turn out
and
to
then
be a
just-
stud.
I still
But
think the Bulls made
Jerome
the
Robinson led Boston College, was second in the ACC in scoring,
Oh.
and he just added to the 3-point shooting threat in fucking Golden State.
So, yeah, he'll be that
Why-
Mr. fucking good pick.
Why don't you think they keep Nick Young?
Because Nick Young got his ring, he's going to go for like $5 million for 1 year somewhere else, what he does his whole career. He goes for
True.
one team. He goes from team to team for a year.
Honestly, I wouldn't sleep on Swaggy P becoming a Cavalier.
No,
Or
he's going to go to
retiring.
he's going to go to the Rockets.
Might retire and just...
Yeah, he might just be the
Drink.
biggest ring robber ever now. He might just go from team to team.
I tell you, if
League
I
minimum?
was ever able to be a professional, I would do it every time. 1 year deals to a contender every year. Rack up those rings.
Now, this pick for the Brooklyn Nets is Gerard Vanderbilt out of Kentucky.
I thought you were going to say this pick for the Brooklyn Nets is irrelevant. Because I was going to laugh really hard.
He was projected to be the best player out of the draft. He had a very serious injury, and he's going to fall because of it. But if he can retain the form, the Brooklyn Nets got a top 5 pick down at the end. Kentucky underachieved
Definitely
big time
nope.
this year, and it just the Nets need something on that team.
You know, Kyle, I agree with you, and I don't mean to interrupt with you.
They're
But Jeff,
taking Holiday.
funny
I
stuff
haven't-
is happening over there with Jeff. He ripped up his mock draft. Now he's trying to find the piece for this pick.
Well,
Salvage operation.
the Nets need another big man. 'Cause Jared Allen's okay. He's good.
Oh, they need a big man?
Yeah. They don't need another fucking guard, Jeff. They have Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, those are
Dinwiddie.
great players.
Conway Twitty.
And then the last pick, I had the Hawks taking Josh Ogie, point guard out of Georgia Tech. If they trade Schroeder, they're going to need a point guard. There's a high possibility that they trade Schroeder.
I have a conundrum for you.
What's that? That's the last of the mock draft.
Now,
Kyle, before you get into the question,
oh my god.
I want to, as much as we like shit around during the mock draft, you do a good job doing the mock
Did a
draft. Put
great
a lot
job,
of research
Phil.
into it.
Nice job, Kyle.
Make sure you save
want a
that so you
real
can
handshake,
owe a bunch
you
of shots
coward.
for all the ones you did wrong.
Oh, I'm going to be fucked up next week.
Oh yeah, I know. Especially because
All of them are going to be traded.
yeah, all the Bulls trades, all of them.
So,
The Bulls make the
27.
same trade 3 times.
The Bulls are going to trade players that they're going to pick in this draft, but years from now. Hey, so we'll give you the rights to this guy 3 years from now, and we'll let you retire 23. We'll put it back into circulation.
Make it available again.
does LiAngelo Ball get drafted?
No.
Nope.
Nobody makes the NBA roster. He makes an NBA roster for summer league at least.
I think he will end up on a summer league team and then the G League, but he will never make it.
Really? Because Chris Smith got a contract with the Knicks because JR wanted him on the team or he wouldn't play.
Okay, Lonzo Ball is way different than J.R. Smith.
But LeVar Ball's way similar.
LeVar
to
Ball
J.R.
is going to be
Smith.
too busy in Argentina with his son.
No.
LiAngelo Ball is not even close to his brother.
They're all different players.
No. Lonzo Ball will be the only good pro out of all 3 of them.
Fuck
Yes.
He won't be good. He'll be great.
No, he's okay. Whatever. I think Lonzo Ball has the potential to be really good just because he's a rebounder and
But he's
passer.
a pussy and he needs to stop rapping.
And I
Amen.
I don't like the two brothers. I think LaMelo sucks.
He's like what 12, and you're saying
I don't think
He's
he
17.
sucks,
But he takes too many
thank
shots.
you.
He's not that good.
But you know what it is? That kid probably could have been good, but he's not given a chance now because his dad blew his head up way too much. It's just he's going to be his own worst enemy.
And I don't think the Lakers want all three of them.
I don't think they have a choice.
Why you don't? The Lakers' balls are just fantastic. That's headlines. That's ESPN headlines.
Yeah, but you're gonna risk
Balls are
taking
hanging in LA.
You're gonna risk taking
Yep.
all three of them instead of getting a superstar.
The
Chemistry,
balls are
please.
jacking up shots in LA.
Chemistry.
You know what? I think they can trade Lonzo. If they want to get a winning team again, I think they trade Lonzo.
For
Or they
what?
just go sign.
Kawhi Leonard.
That's not
Do
going to
you-
get you wins.
Do you think they would
That's
do
going
that?
to get you
Yeah.
a guy bitching on the
I don't
bench
think they would
that he
trade
doesn't like
Lonzo
where he
for
is.
Kawhi.
I think he'd have to be part of it.
I think they would trade. I think they would trade Kuzma before they would trade Lonzo.
Because the thing is, the Lakers. I mean, the Spurs don't really have a sure point guard.
Tell you what,
I
I'm
understand
tired
that,
of the NBA.
but I think I think when it comes to like the trades, if they were to try to build the superstar team, everyone thinks it's going to be PG, LeBron, and Kawhi or whatever. I think the only player on the team that's untouchable is Lonzo Ball because there was so much hype about him coming in. I just and he didn't have a terrible first year. It wasn't the superstar year that everyone thought he was going to have, but he also Kuzma came out of nowhere and outshined him, and he had a lot of hype to live up to and a lot of pressure. And for a young guy, I don't care how talented you are, that's going to get to you. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you're talking about Lonzo Ball. The guy is, 3 years younger than us? We're sitting here jerking our dicks at a fucking podcast, and he's playing professional basketball. And we're
Internet
radio show.
Sorry, radio podcast. But the fact of the matter is they've invested a lot into this, and I think that he's going to pan out for them. He showed a lot of improvement. That's hilarious, David Ortiz with a freaking falcon on his arm. But I think he's the untouchable guy. I think they would
That's
be willing to
amazing.
part ways with Kuzma because right now Kuzma's got a huge stock, but we don't know that that's how it's going to
let me
stay.
say this. If they do get those three guys,
Mm-hmm.
Ingram's not there.
Okay,
I'm just saying, Kuzma's not there.
but it also makes sense for Kuzma and Ingram to be the guys to leave and not Lonzo Ball. Because if Lonzo Ball's there, Lonzo Ball's going to do the Ben Simmons type of thing, except he's going to have a shot.
Kind of.
But it's better than Ben Simmons.
He shoots better than Simmons.
Like light years better than Simmons.
It might not be pretty,
The thing
but
is, though, is, but Lonzo will be a ball distributor. That's what he'll be. Actually, that was an accidental thing, too.
creator.
But anyway, that's what he'll be, though. He'll be the guy dishing it out.
No, I
to-
agree. I'm
and
just
also-
saying, like,
so-
I think, but if
Why are you
the
disagreeing?
if the Lakers trade Lonzo,
They're not.
I think it benefits both parties. I think if Lonzo leaves LA, his dad kind of just leaves him the fuck alone.
I
And
disagree.
then, as an organization, you look weak because
No,
you were
they just-
literally trading a superstar talent because
To
his
get
dad.
LeBron, Kawhi, and Paul George, yeah, that's
It's not
fucking
going
worth
to
it.
happen, and they're not
Yeah,
going to
but
beat
yeah,
the
but
Warriors.
only one of them needs to be traded for.
No, I know. I'm just like, you know what I'm trying to get at.
But if you're the Spurs, though, if I offered you the package for
You want
the Lakers
you want
first round-
Lonzo.
but
You
if I-
want Lonzo if you're the Spurs.
But if you're the Spurs and I'm the Lakers, if I offer you Ingram, Kuzma, and the first round pick for Kawhi, would you take that?
No, because their pick isn't worth anything.
All right, fine. The first round pick and 2 second round picks.
No.
Good, we're not negotiating.
So
with
if I
you
offered
then.
you ball for
We'll
Kawhi
take our
straight up,
business
you would take
elsewhere.
it?
No, I think it would have to be Kawhi. I mean, it would be Lonzo and Ingram.
That's too much.
I don't think so.
I think it is. That's too much for a guy that didn't play last year.
But the guy that you know that's a superstar.
You know he's a
Who's
superstar
hurt?
by himself.
Who's hurt?
You have no idea what he's going to be like with other superstar players.
He's won a championship with the team that he had.
He didn't win the championship as the superstar. Don't you dare make that
No,
argument.
I'm not saying that. I'm
No,
saying that.
no, because you made that argument. He won a championship with the Popovich classic Spurs, but as a defensive guy who locked down people. He didn't do it as a guy that went out and scored 27 points a game.
Didn't
That
have
happened the year after. So you don't know how he's playing. You don't know how he's going to play with superstars. You have no idea.
He might average only 15 points a game because he didn't have to score that much.
I think if Kawhi plays with PG and LeBron, I think that he just eclipses 10 points a game. I think he
he's
averages-
overrated.
I think
he's
he-
a
Kawhi's
great
overrated.
defender. I do.
He's overrated offensively.
100%.
I'll take a defense over offense all day.
Okay, I
I'll take
understand
him
that,
playing
but
on
I'm
the
just
court
saying,
for a
when you-
year
when you-
instead of crying
But
about
when you
wanting
put
to
him
leave.
on, if you were to put him with superstars, I think he averages 12 points a game. 12 points a
He
game.
didn't need to be a superstar.
2
He doesn't need to
assists.
score if that's the case.
He needs to play.
But
That's
that's
what
just
he
it, though.
needs to
He
do.
will.
But to
He
win, he
hasn't.
needs superstars.
1 year he hasn't.
But to win, he needs superstars.
More than 1 year.
No, he didn't. He got hurt in the playoffs. He didn't
Exactly.
play the
and
whole
he's,
year.
he's dragged that injury out simply because he wants out.
No,
He
of
didn't
San
play
Diego.
last year.
He played a little
He
bit.
barely played
He
last year.
barely played. He didn't play.
I know. But I'm saying,
You just said he got hurt in the playoffs.
no, last year, not this year, but the year before.
All I'm saying, but he needs he needs superstars to win. He is not a player that can go out and win by himself. He's not.
That's the whole NBA now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think so. There are players that can make a big enough difference on their own. But, like, the Spurs have not been the Spurs since Duncan left. And if Kawhi were to stay, if Ginobili and Parker were to retire, Kawhi's not taking them to the playoffs. I don't think so.
He didn't have the team around him.
Who cares?
LeBron didn't have the team around him. Dirk didn't have the team around him
Also,
when
the
they beat
East
the
is
Heat.
big different than the West.
Dirk played in the West.
Yeah.
Back when the West was way more competitive than the East. Let's talk about that for a second. Everyone likes to shit and moan and bitch about LeBron. Oh, he didn't get it done in the finals. He was the only guy, he didn't have anybody around him. Nobody helped him. It was okay when LeBron was on a super team in Miami and Dirk did it by himself. No one shit on LeBron for losing.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just saying. Like, Dirk did it, what was that, 2011, 2012?
That team was also really different.
What team was really different?
That Mavericks team.
But Dirk was the only star.
Yeah, but they had
And
great role players.
But they did it in a much more competitive West. The West is not competitive anymore.
It is.
It isn't.
It's just.
It's competitive during the regular season.
It's just the Warriors is just that much better.
It's competitive during the regular season. The only two teams that matter in the West are the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. That's it.
New Orleans.
No.
Yes.
And Golden State would have fucking lost in 7 if Chris Paul was healthy.
We should probably take a break. What do you think, Paul?
Can you shout that out?
Shout out to O.J. Simpson. Today in history. White Bronco.
Oh, wow.
Not for-
No good. We'll get that clip up for you guys.
The glove don't fit.
He didn't do it. I think he knows who did it, but he didn't do it. No way it was a one-man operation. And we will be back. Welcome back to Getting Sports With Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by Dave Sanderson and assholes.
We're all still here.
We're all still assholes.
including Redwood Donovan.
Redwood.
Yes. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
So I believe we forgot to announce it before, but we have a Riddler's ranking.
But first, we're going to go over the second round of the NBA draft. What do you guys think?
Guys, I got to get out of here.
Actually, can we just recap the whole MLB draft, pick by pick?
Hope you guys have 4 days.
Kyle's like, hold on, let me open up my notebook to page 4.
MLBdraft.com.
Souls, Riddler's ranking?
Ooh. NFL RB2s for fantasy.
Okay. So number 1 is Tariq Cohen from the Chicago Bears.
Number 1 or number 5?
Number 1. We're going the other way. I put him as number 1 because Jordan Howard is still going to be the guy going forward. He's still going to get the majority of the carries, but Nagy's got a very pass-heavy offense, and for the first few weeks at least, Cohen's going to be the number 2. If Howard proves that he can't be a hands back, I think that those roles will switch. We'll see more snaps for Cohen than Howard, but moving forward, Cohen right now to me is the number 1 RB2 because he plays an insane amount of special teams. He catches all kinds of passes out of. Him and Alvin Kamara are very similar in the type of player that they are. That's hilarious. Number 2, LeGarrette Blount from the Detroit Lions.
That's a very versatile running back.
I agree.
A lot of layers to his game.
He's going to have 15 touchdowns this year.
The thing is, I think
Power back.
I think he's going to have a lot of red zone
Exclusively.
opportunities with the Detroit Lions. It's going to, hopefully the Lions, for their sake, not for mine, are finally going to break that no 100-yard rushing game streak that they've been on for
And
quite
they're
some
going
time.
to a Super Bowl.
They're going to go to the Super Bowl.
And win it.
Yep.
Against the Patriots.
Yep. After shutting out the Giants 42-0 in the NFC Championship game.
I hope not.
Odell Beckham Jr. season-ending double ACL surgery. But
No more pond water for him.
no, but
He's hallucinating now.
I think they're gonna be a lot better this year with Blount. I think it's gonna add a lot. And despite the arguments between Jeff and Kendall, I do think he's actually going to be a premier passing option for that team. I think that he might only average 3 receptions for 12 yards a game, but I'd be willing to bet that all 3 of those receptions are for first downs on flat routes and just small little dink and dunks on plays that fall apart. Because he's elusive for somebody of his size. So I think he
Love it. Love it.
You like that?
I love it.
You like that pick, Kyle? All right. Number 3, and this is going to be a little bit of a stretch pick type of deal, but I'm actually going to put Ingram from the Saints at 3. I know he's going to miss the first few games of the season, which kind of is why he falls into that running back 2 spot. I think if he had started the whole season, he would have been the RB1 still, with Kamara being the 2. But I think either one of them had the whole season, if the season had started with both of them playing, they both would have been RB1s. But because he's going to miss some time, I think that if Kamara can really cement himself as the guy that can be a 40-carry, 60-snap guy.
Fantasy owners are definitely going to draft him as an RB2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I think Ingram, because at the end of he's still going to get red zone opportunities. He's bigger.
He'll be a late-round pick this year.
Yeah, exactly. And if the Saints get into an opportunity where they're first and goal on the 4-yard line, Ingram's going to be the running back that's going to get the first 2.
Former Heisman winner.
That's right. He's going to be the guy that's going to get the first 2 snaps, though. Kamara's going to be the guy that gets the snap and try to get some sort of bootleg pass option on the 3rd down. Number 4 for me is going to be Christian McCaffrey. I think he's going to be a 2.
Yuck.
I don't think he's going to be a stud this year. I think he's going to go very high in a lot of fantasy drafts, but I think if we're looking at it as the course of the season, he's going to be a very productive 2 because he's going to have games where he's going to put up 80 receiving yards on 6 receptions with 70 rushing yards, a return touchdown. Like he's going to have games where he's going to put up 30 points.
It also depends what league you're playing in.
Right, but I also think he's going to have a lot of games where he's only going to get like 8 or 10 points because I personally just don't think Cam Newton is going to be a consistent quarterback for the rest of his career. And as a running back, you're only as good as your quarterback is. And then for me, for number 5 is going to be Lamar Miller out of Houston. Houston? Still in Houston?
Yeah.
I think that he lost a lot of draft stock and momentum last year. He did not have the year he was supposed to have. And if fantasy football has shown anybody anything, people only care about what you did last year. Look at Kendall taking Eddie Lacy number 1 overall.
Fucking jackass.
But I mean, but look at like players like Jordan Howard. I mean, last year Jordan Howard was a top 10 pick in almost every fantasy league because the year before he fucking went off.
Well, yeah, I mean that's all you can really judge off of.
It's all luck, and Kyle's just really a sour person.
I'm not really sour. I win.
But
you're sour because you think there's a skill.
I think he's gonna. The reason I think he's gonna be RB2 is because I think the first 6 or 7 games, I think he's gonna be drafted low first of all, and then he's gonna be that RB2 start, maybe a slot guy type of thing if you have it, flex position. But I think he'll be benched the first few games, and until he can string a couple games together, which I think he will.
So you think Dante Foreman takes over for a little while?
I do.
See, I have one name.
Everyone needs a foreman.
I have a name too that I think should have been on there.
If we're talking PPR, Tevin Coleman should be on the list. Just for PPR purposes.
But it depends on what league you're playing in.
Yeah, if it's not PPR, then fuck him.
Okay.
Well, fuck him anyway.
I think Derrick Henry should be on that list.
I don't.
Derrick Henry's an RB1.
All right, then I can't disagree with you there. But
Derrick Henry's going to be an RB1 because he was tearing it up the end of last year, and a lot of people think that Mariota is the way to go for that Titans team, and a lot of people think that the Titans team is on the rise, and Henry is going to be a viable option. I think if you were to say 20 RB1s, because I mean, really, how many fantasy leagues have more than 20 teams in them? But
one.
I say, is there any fantasy league with 20 teams?
Well, I play in 2 every year that have 20 teams.
Well, wow.
But I'm saying is, because we don't do the flex position, and it's only 2 receivers and 2 running backs. But anyway, but even in a 20-team league, I think that Henry is an RB1 all the way.
What do you think about Deion Lewis, then? Do you think he's a solid RB2?
No, I think Deion Lewis is a product of the Patriots system.
Yep.
I disagree. I think he's going to be a good RB2.
I don't think so.
I think he's going to get a lot of...
The honorable mention that I'm going to give is going to be Rex Burkhead, because he's still in the Patriots offense.
Over James White?
I think James White is more borderline RB1, RB2. Because he has the potential to have more big games than Burkhead. Burkhead's going to be the kind of guy where Burkhead's going to go out and he's going to get you 12 points consistently because he's going to get you 6 receptions for 60 yards, but he's not going to run the ball that well, and he's probably not going to get a lot of touchdowns.
I just have a question. Off your list, is Barkley a 1?
Saquon Barkley? He's a low tier 1.
Okay, thank you.
He has to.
That's all.
Yeah, he just has to.
Also,
He's just
we're
number
discounting.
one
The
pick.
Patriots probably have someone that's 5th on the depth chart that's going to have an amazing game and take over like every other year.
Yep.
Some random guy no one's heard of.
Jonas Gray.
No.
He's back, isn't he?
He probably played for Jacksonville.
So there's Riddler's rankings.
One more name I have. No, good job,
So
though.
what was the best ice cream parlor?
Dairy Queen.
I think everybody in the Philadelphia Eagles is an RB2.
Yeah, because there's 37 running backs.
J.J. sucks.
I think J.J. is an RB1. I do. I think J.J. is an RB1 because the reason it is because he's got the
Better than Le'Veon Bell.
well he's got the cutting ability.
Good thing it's right next to you.
He's got the cutting ability to get through the offensive line, and I think that when he came into Philadelphia last year, they brought him in because they needed somebody that could take 40 to 50 snaps a game at the running back position, be consistent. That was Mock. Mock tore the fucking cap.
I was
Actually,
afraid
every
it
show until we get a
disintegrated
new
into
cap.
the
Mock's taking
drink.
a shot. Give it to Mock.
I'm not taking a shot.
If you
for that.
don't take a
I'll
shot,
take it for him.
But I think Ajayi, now that he's had one off season under his belt now and a chance to work with Wentz, I think he's going to be a low RB1.
I don't think Ajayi sucks. I mean, if you're saying the top 20 are RB1s, then I think Ajayi is going to be an RB1.
I mean,
Slots
he
right above.
He definitely had career games in Miami
Yeah.
against Pittsburgh and the other two that he had.
I'll go right after. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had career games. I don't think he's really going to put up those numbers again, but I do think that Ajayi is the type of guy that can average 8 touchdowns and 78 yards a game with maybe 2 receptions for 12 yards.
What do you think,
Which,
Pat?
honestly, out of a running back, that's very productive.
Paul.
See, for me, I think the biggest thing that's going to hurt Ajayi is that there's so many running backs in Philly. If they keep even half of them, there's still going to be 4 running backs.
But I don't think
That's
it's
the
gonna,
only thing I think that I think
I don't
Ajayi's
think
talented.
I don't think it's going to hurt Ajayi because I think that
He's just going to lose carries.
well, I don't think he will because I think the coaching staff there is one of those types of coaching staff that it's going to be like a Belichick type of coaching staff where it's like I don't give a shit how many players we have on the roster at that position. The one that's producing is the one that's going to get the carries. If Ajayi can come out in the first 2 weeks and has 32 carries and puts up 189 yards for 3 touchdowns and gets 6 receptions for 25 yards, he's getting 30 plus carries until he stops doing that. The other guys will get put in when they run a 2-back set or for blocking purposes or whatever. But I think the coaching staff for Philadelphia, now that they've got experience in the playoffs and they've won, they know that they have a team that can contend from week 1 all the way through week 17. They're going to go with the guy that's going to get the job done. They're not going to do things to see who's hot and who's not. It's always a shithole that you're into because Ajayi could be running for 85 yards every single week and getting a touchdown, and that's awesome. And there could be a guy, you never know. There could be the guy on the bench that would have probably rushed for 300 yards today. But would you take that chance for 85 yards and a touchdown? Is pretty productive.
I'd like to pose a question. Mostly because What?
Is it about this?
Well, kind of.
Because I got something else we got to do, and then we got another thing we got to do, and then we got to talk to Dave. We're running out of time.
Well, my question was going to be for Dave. Giant season expectations.
No, so this isn't about this. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Because we're not talking about the running back. We got other things we got to do, and then we're going to go Giants.
Okay.
We're going Giants after. Because there's also a new segment that had to get introduced, and I don't want to get... It's Paul's Preposterous Podcast Possibilities.
What?
I like it.
It has nothing to do with Getting Sprots With Drunk. That's why it's Paul and not the Riddler. It's Paul's Preposterous Podcast Possibilities.
Quadruple P.
We should start a podcast where we do table reads of season finales of shows that have already had table reads. And there's my Preposterous Podcast.
All right, I'm in.
And also, happy Father's Day to one Jeff Martin on his first Father's Day. A special Jmart engraved bottle. You have to read the engraving. It's awesome.
God.
I bought you a Heineken.
Yeah. You, sir, have been more than one-upped.
But I'm a good friend.
Here you go, sir.
Oh, no.
Oh, I wish we had Facebook Live so
I know.
bad.
It's eating me alive right now.
Can we just do the yes chant?
For the viewers at home, Jeff was just iced.
Here's a couple nips of Johnny Walker Black for you, sir. And Mr. Sanderson for you as well.
I went in and I was like, that's not the topic.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yes.
Fuck you, Jeff.
So hot in this room.
There it is.
That was so good.
We've been planning that for weeks.
That's all for the Red Baron there. He planned that whole thing.
I love you.
Kid's got to drive home.
Look at that. That's 20 ounces right there, or whatever. But yeah,
22 ounces.
22. I want to.
What's nice
Couldn't
is
get the
it's
internet
warm.
going.
Yeah, it's nice and warm too. I couldn't have it cold because it would give it away.
Yeah. I think he's crying a little.
This one's for you, Cole.
If you want, you can sip the rest of it throughout the show.
There we go.
I wish you just like projectiled across the room.
That was
Probably
perfect.
goes well with your Heineken.
Happy Father's Day, Jeff.
Hey.
That's what happens when you fuck with friends.
What?
What?
I don't know.
We just
Give me
iced him.
personal.
That's,
Give me
that's
it.
it.
You want to fight?
That's bad.
We're fighting after this show. We're going to live stream it too.
Cage match.
Nice.
It's all right.
Kevin
It's
Nash
sports
is the
related.
referee.
Well,
You guys will all be at dick height.
You have to have two parties or teams competing, so it's not really sport because it won't be
I
a
got
fucking
mock.
competition.
I got Mock. You got
You're
Pat.
gonna get your ass beat.
Got
I
you
wanna
calling
go
for
against Pat.
backup?
Ooh.
All right, so it's Kyle, Mock, and Pat versus you, me, and Dave. And if you hit Dave, you're a dick because he's injured.
I was going to let Kyle do it.
True. I'll do it.
I'll do it.
All right.
I have a backup to cover for me. Kevin Nash is coming
Oh,
in.
God. I'll tell him he sucks, too.
Fuck Kevin Nash. She's got Kathy coming in. She's gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, she'll fuck all of you up.
Yerp.
Kyle's like, yep. All right.
Yarp.
Giant season expectations.
I'd like to send it over to Mr. Dave over there.
Mr. Dave.
Mr. Dave.
You guys got me a pint of this too. Not even just a normal one.
Well, for weight purposes, I couldn't put the 12 ounce in the box.
Right. My expectations is that, in all honesty, everybody here that knows me, I live and breathe the Giants, and I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I expect a very good season out of them. I think they've made a lot of good moves. Number one, getting rid of Wackadoo, getting rid of Reese, with the additions of Saquon and some of the other guys, and keeping some key players, getting rid of some that weren't pulling their weight, so to speak. I think I see playoffs possibly.
I think so also. I mean, the Giants, they beefed up the offensive line, which they needed. We may finally have a running game, which will only open up Odell and the rest of the passing game more. Give Eli at least more than 0.3 seconds to throw the ball.
And Odell's showing signs of maturity, which
Yeah.
is a very,
Which is
very,
big.
very good thing for Giants.
I don't know. He pushed down a kid.
Yeah, well, the kid deserved it.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't know.
Well, hold on.
But
we're too light on these kids.
The defense last year definitely underplayed. They didn't live up to what they should have been.
They did it on purpose.
They didn't want to play for McAdoo.
They
The
also
defense
fucking
still has.
hate Eli Apple.
They have a lot of defensive talent, and I think this season's gonna be a big bounce back. I don't think they win the division. I think the Eagles still win the division, but I think they definitely earn a wild card spot.
August birthday.
See, I think you're wrong.
Round the horn. Giants record this season. Don't be a Patriots dick. Be honest, Pat.
I just spit all over my shirt.
7-9.
All right, so don't be a Patriots dick.
12-4.
I tell you what, I was ready to argue with Kyle, but I say 11-5.
10-6. Oh, hold on. Wait. And
You have
Sorry,
Rita.
Rebecca, wake up.
And Rita is live.
I was also going to say 11-5.
Oh, no, you copied him. You're potting you down.
10-6.
I got to agree with the 10-6.
We're pretty, except for Pat, the outlier over
Paul,
there.
can we know
You guys are
yours?
so
No, you can't.
optimistic.
I see him pulling in the wild card, but we all know what happens when the Giants get the wild card spot.
We beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Quiet down over there.
Not once.
Twice. I would love if they could be the team to retire Brady.
I would love if Matt
So
Ryan sucked
I have
this
a
year.
prediction.
He's
It's
gonna
gonna get 3 people at this table very hard and then immediately soft.
Wow.
I think the Giants go 14-2 and lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Ouch.
Well, second.
Second round, sorry, technically second round. They'll get the bye. I think the Giants will go. I think they're going to start the season off at 2-2, and then I think they're going to win out the last 12 games of the season, and then I think the bye week is going to screw with them.
Can I ask a rebuttal question? How do they lose the game? Like, is it a bad playoff loss, or like they lose by a field goal at the end?
Oh, that's a bad playoff loss.
Yeah.
That would piss me
I'd
off.
rather get blown out by 21 points
No.
than have the team kick a game-winning field goal with time expiring.
Just ask a 42-45 victory for the Jags, all right?
Well, hey, you kids are young. In my day, it was the Sarchek fumble when all he had to do was kneel down.
Yep.
All right, fine. We'll make it as painful as possible. We're talking like 49ers beating the Giants victory.
Oh, God,
I don't
Garoppolo.
think that's not as painful as possible.
Huh? I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that.
What are you talking?
Like a walk-off.
Like
Like the only walk-off in
Ever.
history.
Well, no, I was thinking about just all kinds of just.
I hope the Niners are good this year.
No, I think.
You know
so
what?
I think.
Why?
I think what happens is.
Make him mad.
Oh.
I think the Giants come out. I think they play in the
Garoppolo.
first, second round of the playoffs, technically, the divisional round.
Yeah.
I think that the defense plays up to standard. I think they allow maybe like 21, 28 points, which in today's NFL is a good defensive day, as long as you're not getting blown out by big plays.
Yeah.
I just think the offense it just misses cues. I think that the bye week really fucks with them. I think they go on a real hot streak to end the season. I mean a big one. I think I'm talking 8 to 10 games.
I can see it.
And then I just think the bye week fucks with them, especially with like Barkley, somebody who's not used to that kind of thing where you get all this rest time and stuff. I just could see it screwing with a team like that of inexperienced, immature team as a whole. And I'm not saying immature as in like kicking nets and stuff. I'm just saying immature as in like NFL
I got
caliber.
Yeah, you guys are losing to Tampa Bay, all right?
Although I tell you,
That's not happening.
could.
here's my answer.
Maybe
kidding?
week 2.
If that
Let's go buy a
happens, Paul,
Josh Freeman
if
jersey.
that happens, the Giants go
Already
14
did
to
it.
lose
Asshole.
their first playoff. They
Take that
win the
spoon
Super
off
Bowl
ice.
next year.
That's your prediction?
If what you
Drink
said
your second
happens,
beer.
the following year they win the Super Bowl.
Without Eli.
Ooh.
Eli will still be there.
With Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, boy.
If that day
Colin
comes,
Kaepernick and
there's
Mike
gonna be a
Vick
big
back
fire sale at my house. They ever put that puss head in?
So now let's talk to a team that I can't stand, but Kendall loves them.
Love them.
Pat, what are your expectations for the New England Patriots?
I'm thinking.
Make it to the Super Bowl.
A regular season of 12-4.
Wow. What a shitty season.
That's what I'm expecting.
2 losses to Miami.
Wow.
The
Brock
usual-
Osweiler,
the
bring the
usual,
heat.
yeah.
No, they only lose to Miami in Miami.
No. New England that gets suspended, and then they go to Miami.
Edelman's got a 4-game suspension, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? They're going to win 15 games. Paul.
Oh, we had this thing. I have this thing, right? I follow this page called Dunk on Instagram, and this guy posted a thing yesterday that said, comment your most unpopular sports opinion. I got a lot of heat for mine, but I was a real big fan of it. I don't really think it, but I just thought it would be hilarious. Tom Brady goes down week 6, replaced by Jay Cutler, takes him to the Super Bowl.
Jay Cutler.
Man. If Jay Cutler takes him to the Super Bowl, I'm buying a fucking carton of Newports.
Retirement part 2.
A carton of Newports, and I'm smoking them all in the same day.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Pack at a time.
12-4.
12-4 would be my.
15-1.
13-3.
13-3.
Jmart?
12.
12.
They went to Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, week 15.
Pittsburgh sucks.
No!
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they suck, but no, they don't lose.
18-1.
Oh, they went to the Super Bowl.
To who?
Who else?
The Redskins.
The Redskins.
Souls.
Oh, come on. They have the potential.
That's 2 shots for saying they have the potential.
They do.
How?
The
It's
Redskins?
the same team in Kansas City, but in Washington. They have a very good tight end. They have a good receiving back.
Hold on, they have a good tight end that's hurt every 45
He's
seconds.
going to be healthy this year.
On what grounds? Because he's never been healthy
He's
ever.
with Alex Smith.
The Gillette Stadium grounds.
He's
Thank you.
never been healthy.
God, why don't you just swing that?
He will have-
9-7.
Oh, yes.
Fuck you, Pat.
Paul!
Still win the
Pod
division.
water is starting to show its effects.
Oh my god! Did you just throw up? Was that throw up?
Wrong pipe.
Oh my god! I just saw it spew out of his mouth. Oh my! It
God,
looked
those are my
greener.
shorts.
Shot.
That looks
I know.
greener coming out than it did going in.
Oh, wrong
and the
pipe.
worst part is you threw up, so you have to take a shot for that.
I didn't throw up. Wrong pipe.
Okay, so you got to replace the shot.
Give me like 4 seconds.
What the hell just happened?
Oh my god.
That was the funny. Did you see
First
that?
ever. I can't believe it.
Can't go to the
Who
videotape.
saw it?
No.
Raise your hand. Who saw it? Who saw
I
it?
saw that.
Of all the days for Facebook Live not to be working, I'm just gonna go. I'm never coming back.
You're fine.
We had spewage.
9 and 7. 9 and 7.
Wow.
9 and 7 make the wild card round.
Who wins the division?
They would have to win the division.
No, they won't win the division. They make the wild card. 9 and 7.
Who wins?
Who wins
No,
the
why
Oh,
don't you
Buffalo.
go ahead,
Ooh, Bills. Nathan
Ooh.
Peterman.
5-pick Nate.
Mm-mm.
Who's their quarterback?
Anybody else?
Is that where McCarron ended up?
So,
Yeah.
I just got a question real quick. Did the spewage go back into the bottle?
No. He can't pour it on his shirt.
We saw that.
It went
go.
through a recycled
What
private
a
stock.
call by Jmart. I can't really hear as well, but like I am so much less hot without these
Oh,
headphones
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So
I also like how we're doing team hats versus team not hats.
Ever seen
No,
when
I
a
wanna
fire
go
hydrant
see it.
kind of they open it up to wash the streets, whatever they're doing?
So,
That's what
so-
Souls
so-
did.
We're gonna run out of time with some interesting. So, Mr. Dave Sanderson.
Yeah.
You said lifelong Giants fan. You bleed blue.
Yeah.
Way more than Mock does. Guy's a fake fan. So he's not even fighting it.
you're wrong.
I'm sure being so close in proximity to where the Giants play, you've got some interesting training camp stories. I've heard you've seen some things.
Oh, over the years, yeah, when they used to practice up in Albany.
You ever hold the camera while LT was plowing a white girl?
No, I
was-
helped him.
He held the camera.
He made LT hold that shit.
Said,
But-
hold this, bitch.
You're not even the real LT.
Yeah. No, there was some good times up there. Just it's funny how the thing that pissed me off the most up at Giants camp was, I'm like a little kid when it comes to stuff like that, trying to get an autograph from this one, an autograph, not to sell because I've got them all at my house and what have you, but the guy doing what y'all are doing today, the drunkard quarterback that they used to have,
Jared Lorenzen?
Kerry?
Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins.
Close
Three times I asked the guy for an autograph, and now I got to give him props because I didn't realize this was his thing. And then I finally found out, after calling him a few choice names and this and that, I finally found out that he only signed for kids because there are a lot of people that go to, no matter what team it is, their training camp to get autographs to sell to make
Yeah.
a profit.
Mhm.
Which once I found that out, I understood it. And then you had all these prima donnas back there that wouldn't sign for anybody. They would just walk straight to the building. And then the other guys, Jason Sehorn, a prime example. Jason Sehorn
Big Seahorn fan.
stood there. You could see the other players getting in their Escalades and all of this and leaving, going back to the dorms. And Sehorn still in his full gear, standing there taking pictures with everybody, talking with people. And, that means more to me that the player would take time to say, hey, how you doing, so to speak.
See, I had a very similar experience at training camp, except it was Tiki Barber.
Okay.
Tiki Barber stayed, signed everything imaginable, and we ended up talking to one of the assistants, and we said this because I wanted to see Strahan. He ran right by Shockey at the time, and they told us that each superstar per se has a day, and they're elected to stay and sign for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. But it was really cool. I mean, Tiki stood there probably 3 hours and signed everything. It was the year after that season when he just started talking a lot of shit about everybody. But it was really cool. I mean, he signed our football. I think we took a picture with him.
He signed your balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That day, funny story, we saw Jabril Wilson getting into his car.
Whoa. Lil Jabril.
Real Jabril Will.
Went up to him. His girlfriend was not happy about it, but
Yeah.
he signed our football as well.
Yeah, but how many Giants have you taken photos with in a McDonald's in Connecticut?
Ooh, none. I know.
Kendall?
Ooh.
I got one of those.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us. That was cool.
Didn't know he was going to come to McDonald's.
The catch.
You
Why-
knew David
why-
Tyree was going to be
Why would he?
The catch.
I mean, it's like if I were to open up if I franchise a Taco Bell, you know what? I need a big draw.
I need David Tyree.
How about let's see.
Snacks Harrison.
Ooh, me, Amon.
But the Giants training camp was a great time, and the best part about everything was free.
Yep.
You didn't have to pay to get in. You could sit, watch the practices. It was really cool. I enjoyed it.
I don't know how it is down in Jersey where they do it now. I haven't been. My son Jacob has been. But up in Albany, like you said,
awesome.
it was the only thing you paid for is if you bought some kind of souvenir or a drink or some food. Everything else was just find a spot and watch and enjoy, you know.
I remember meeting David Deal. That guy was a monster. He was huge.
He actually didn't he marry Coughlin's daughter?
Coughlin's daughter, yeah.
It wasn't Deal. It was
Are you sure?
O'Hara.
Sean O'Hara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them, yeah.
I'd like to pose a question to the whole panel, but more geared towards the Giants fans at the table. Now, I want you to seriously listen to the preface of this, okay? We're not counting the situation in which it happened. We're not talking about the drive. We're talking about the end result. We're talking simply about the catch. Which catch is better? David Tyree's catch or...
Are you going Manningham?
Manningham's catch.
You know, it's funny you pose this question because I had this conversation yesterday with Kyle's cousin Chris. To me, the Manningham catch, the Manningham catch is the better football play. It's the better catch. The helmet catch was as miraculous as it was. It was a lucky play.
I hate you
He
all.
happened to go. He happened to go up, catch the ball on his helmet, and he was able to hold on to it. The Manningham catch to me was the better catch.
I want to hear what Dave says before I chime in. With the Manningham, you know the Manningham catch on the sidelines, right?
That was a far better catch.
See,
because of what was going on, in my opinion, anyhow, just what was going on, being that close to the sidelines, being able to, the ability to get your feet down and control everything.
I'm glad you guys said that because I was ready to fight. But no, it's just whether you talk about the catch or the play. I mean, what do you think, Kyle? Do you think the Manningham one?
Yeah.
I agree. Kendall?
Yeah, it's all
No one cares what you think. You're a Patriots fan.
Love the Patriots.
Pat the actual. See,
I
Pat's
like
not a
the
pretend
helmet catch.
Patriots fan like
I
you.
did.
But the helmet catch was just
impressive.
it was
The
just
helmet
miraculous.
catch was miraculous and luck almost the entire way around.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the reason that's the reason the Manningham catch to me is so much better. Yes, he caught the ball wonderfully on the sideline, toe tapped in and double coverage, but that was actually a perfectly placed ball by Manning.
Yeah.
The one that he threw to Tyree, honestly, the only thing that's more miraculous than him catching the ball on his helmet wasn't that he didn't get sacked, it was that it didn't get picked off.
Yeah.
Because he just threw
That was a Hail Mary.
That was
Pray.
if there were ever to highlight Eli Manning's career in one play, it's that. It's I'm gonna throw this duck ball in between the hashes, dead center, and just hope.
You know, it's funny. Not
And it
too
worked
long
out.
ago,
Yeah.
or during last season, because it was like the 10th anniversary or whatever of that game. They put out like a video where they were interviewing players from the game. Like they interviewed Patriots players, Giants players. And Eli said, he's like, I came out of that scrum where they were pulling him down. He's like, I came out, saw a Giants jersey, and threw it. He's like, I knew he wasn't open. I threw it. What else? He's like, I threw it up, and he made a play. And that's all it was. I mean, that ball just as easily could have been picked off.
You know who's covering that play?
Who was it, Kendall?
Rodney Harrison. And I hate him.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
That's
If
what I
you
have to
look
say about that.
Kendall likes
Me too.
if
if
you look
anything.
at like I mean, I don't want to irk Jeff, but like the walk off with Stephon Diggs, that play could have just as easily gone the other way.
That's like a jugular shot.
It wasn't though. Like I said it. I work with a guy who's a Vikings fan, and he
Oh.
talked a lot of garbage after that game, saying they're gonna win. And I said, listen,
And they sucked.
I said
Sorry.
it's never good when
Let
your
the
team
emotions.
needs that miracle play to win. It's nice when it happens, but you can't rely on that because it doesn't happen every game.
Well, that whole that's why I hate the miracle thing. Like any Vikings fan that tells you that was like a miraculous play, whatever, it wasn't. Because here's the deal: that ball was
horrible.
It was a terribly thrown ball.
Case Keenum was running backwards.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that in that play situation, you don't throw the ball up high, because if the defensive back, who was the defensive back for the Saints? That
Marcus Williams.
so if Williams
Well,
played
he was the one that tried to tackle. Who was covering Diggs?
Marcus Williams.
Ah.
He was playing back.
Williams
Ridiculous.
played the play perfectly. As a head coach, if I were to walk out of that game, I would not be upset with Williams in the slightest, because in that situation, the quarterback needs to throw the ball for Diggs to get it and get out of bounds. They had no timeouts. If Diggs is tackled in bounds, the game's over right there. They needed the touchdown to win. He threw the ball very poorly, which forced Diggs to go up, and Williams played the defensive position to tackle him in bounds. But the ball was just high enough where he couldn't get the grip on him. He jumped up and he only could get his leg. He could just
tackled the other defender that could have stopped him.
But because the ball was so poorly thrown, that's what happened.
It was just one of those
At least you guys weren't undefeated at that point.
That's what I mean. Like when you need that miracle play to win, it's awesome in the moment when it happens.
That's okay. Remember when like everybody at this table saw their NFL team win a Super Bowl in their lifetime?
You might. I might.
That's right. Huh?
I got a question.
I definitely saw the most exciting play in our generation's history of Super Bowl.
Devin Hester.
100% the most exciting play that's ever happened in the Super Bowl for our lifetime, anyway. Not Dave's. Dave's been around for a few more Super Bowls than we have.
Oh yeah,
like you were born in what, like 88?
1888. No, question I have.
What do you got?
All you guys root for different football teams, but I want to know an honest opinion of what you guys thought of the Odell Beckham catch in the Cowboys game that time. And you're not going to hurt my feelings in any way, shape, or form.
It was remarkable.
I thought it was a spectacular catch.
It was.
See,
even though we lost the game.
Even me as the catch was spectacular, but it was 4 years ago. Like
Hopkins
he's still making T-shirts with him doing it. I mean,
hey,
we see guys.
So is
do
Kevin Nash.
Oh God!
You know what I like to think of it as? You look at Jordan. His whole trademark was that one dunk.
It's the thing.
It's a brand now.
Oh,
it's
sure.
the catch.
Absolutely.
It's just a freak athletic
100%.
play. And
I mean, as a Patriots fan, watching that catch was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next day, they show him during warm-ups catching balls one-handed.
it's just like it's
that was
crazy
just
that
normal
it's
for him.
routine for him.
Right.
He just
It just
happened
happened
to do it at the right time.
It's like catching the ball behind your back.
But to be
walking around in softball.
basically raped by the defender at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It was
a good
incredible.
play.
It was incredible.
But DeAndre Hopkins did it first.
But no one gives a shit.
But you know why it's different, Kyle? Because he did it at midfield.
And also,
That's the only reason why it's
personally,
different.
he's a better receiver.
Hold on.
I will have this talk all day. Better receiver.
Why is Hopkins better than Odell?
He hasn't had clearly the quarterback talent, and he's put up.
So
better
then, by
numbers.
that argument, he's better than Brown.
You
Brown.
fucked
No,
yourself.
by that argument, he's better than Brown.
100%.
No.
He's right on that.
Okay, Brown's a better route runner than both of those guys.
Kyle, don't blow a
Prove me
gasket.
wrong.
Don't blow a gasket.
Prove me wrong.
Don't blow a
You're
gasket.
saying he's a better receiver without the
No.
quarterback talent.
I'm saying that Beckham is good for one
Oh man, he's
one
having a heart
position,
attack.
one route.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
he
not.
He made a few Hail Mary catches. Yes, he's good for the slant route. Hopkins does everything.
Brown's good for the slant route.
Brown's good for other routes too.
So is Beckham. Kyle, they're the same receiver.
You got to understand one thing. Eli Manning doesn't have time to throw a ball. Where you put any quarterback.
Neither
You
does
put-
any of the Texans quarterbacks.
You
Why
put
are you looking
Eli
at me?
Manning. Put Eli Manning with the Patriots' offensive line.
You can
And
say
tell
that
me
about anybody.
how bad
though.
Eli would suck then.
The Texans quarterbacks were atrocious.
Kyle, by that
Deshaun
argument,
Watson?
you're
only
telling
played-
me
he was
Hopkins is the
amazing.
best
he only
receiver in the
played
game.
6 games.
6 great
Kyle.
games.
Okay.
By what you just said, you're telling me Hopkins is the best receiver in the league.
He easily can be.
But he's
So he's
not.
better than Brown.
Not yet, but he can be.
Then that goes against what you said.
No, because he's better than Beckham. He's proved more than Beckham has.
Brown and Beckham are the same receiver.
No, that's not
They're
true.
the same receiver.
That's not true.
Guys,
It is.
Josh Cribbs.
They're the same receiver.
Big bad Josh
All right, that
Cribbs.
private stock is open for you.
Well, I mean, you're taking it too. Then, if you just said DeAndre's the best receiver, and
Why?
then
Why can't you
went
say he's the
against-
best receiver?
He's not,
Why?
because Brown is.
Okay, which I agree with.
Oh, so you're fucking. Here you go.
Then you take it
I
too.
just-
Wait, hold on. I
Dave
didn't take mine
Jones.
yet. I didn't take mine yet. No.
Paul, do you want to hear the argument?
It's
I
terrible.
have a feeling
It's a
DeAndre
shit
Hopkins
show.
is the best receiver in the NFL.
Kyle told us that DeAndre Hopkins is better than Odell because he hasn't had a good quarterback. So I told him that that makes Hopkins better than Brown.
Besides Watson, who played 6 games,
Then that makes Hopkins better than everybody, Kyle.
Odell is not the best receiver in the game. I'm sorry.
I didn't say that he
Yeah,
was.
but
No, I never said that either.
You always say it. You always say it. Don't say that you
I
didn't.
think he's more talented than Brown.
How?
What do you mean? How?
Tell me. Give me.
I think he has better hands.
Wrong. When do you ever see Brown drop a catch. Tell me that.
I can't name a specific.
I can name 4.
I'm just saying Michael Thomas is going to be light years better than both of them.
All right, you can take a shot.
Really? Because he's on pace.
But he's not gonna be. When Breeze retires,
Really?
Thomas
He's
is
on
over.
pace.
When
I
Breeze,
disagree.
He's on pace.
I disagree. I think that I'm going to have to hate Jeff more than anybody else in this room.
We talked about this the other day also.
I think Drew Brees retires after this year, regardless of what happens, because I don't think the Saints offer him the contract, and then I think that they get Aaron Rodgers in free agency.
Nope.
And then I shoot Jeff in the head with a 12 gauge because I won't. If they win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, I won't support it, and I'll have to kill him.
my opinion, I can name just one
I'm going
game
to kill
where
him,
Brett
and then I'm
going
going
to
to raise Cole to
three
be
passes.
to be
To win
anything
a
but an
game.
NFC South fan.
Okay. I'm sorry I can't go back and name specific games where
Because Brown
Brown's
doesn't
dropped
drop the
balls.
ball.
So he's never dropped a pass.
I'm sure he had, but not like Beckham has. Beckham was primed against Josh Norman against the Carolina Panthers.
Beckham.
So against a great defender?
For me, Beckham's thing is
He was wide
Beckham's
open.
got the size.
40 yards away from Norman, and he completely just dropped it.
Beckham's got the
Okay,
size. I know
Julio
he's not-
Jones has done that.
Okay, but
is
Julio's
everyone
not in
else better than
discussion for
Jones?
the top.
Julio
receiver.
Jones is not in the top discussion for best receiver in the league.
I don't think he is.
No. Julio Jones is a
Since
one-trick
when,
pony.
Kyle?
He's a-
Since when is
he's-
Jones not in
he's
that
not better
conversation?
than Brown. He's not better than Hopkins. I'm sorry.
I think Julio. I don't. I agree with him. I think Julio Jones is the 5th best receiver in the league.
He's a one-trick
I
pony.
don't think if anybody
It
asked
proved
me,
it last
if
year.
anybody came up to me and said, "Is Julio Jones the best receiver in the league?" I would say no, and I don't think he's in discussion. I don't. I think he's the 5th best receiver in the NFL right now.
Behind who?
I think that it goes Brown, Beckham. I do think it goes Beckham only because Hopkins hasn't proved that. I get the good quarterback thing, but when he gets a good quarterback, if he can prove it, he can prove it. And that I honestly think T.Y. Hilton's better than Julio Jones. I really do. Because T.Y. Hilton is the type of receiver, unlike Brown, Beckham, and Hopkins, where he runs a 17-yard post route or a 22-yard in route. Like he runs some sort of deep route that's meant to get the ball. He gets it and he makes someone miss and he turns it upfield and gets more out of it. Brown, his size keeps him from being the type of guy that's going to make the miraculous catch and then turn it into yards after catch. Because if he has to jump really high to get it, he's pretty much going to be immobilized because he doesn't have that height. And then you have like someone like Beckham, who when he runs the deep route, like he's kind of like he's that Brandon Marshall type receiver where it's you throw the ball up in the air and he goes and gets it. Wherever you throw it within a 6-foot proximity of his body and he's going to get it because he has a ridiculous wingspan. But much like Brown, unless that ball's hitting him in the chest or in stride, he's got to do something out of the ordinary to get it, which completely immobilizes him. And I personally don't think Beckham is anything miraculous in terms of footwork. I don't think he's really that great in making people miss, unless he's on the slant route. If he's running at full speed and catches it on the slant, it's different because he's fast. But if he makes a dead stop catch 30 yards on the field, he's not making 3 defenders miss to take it to the house. I personally don't think he's going to do that time and again. T.Y. Hilton's that type of guy. For me, T.Y. Hilton, he's been plagued by not having Andrew Luck healthy, but when Andrew Luck is healthy, he's a LaShawn McCoy that can catch the football. He catches the ball in the open field, and he makes you miss with insane moves and speed. And I think he's really slept on because Andrew Luck has been so unhealthy. Another guy that should be considered in that top 5 is Golden Tate. Golden Tate makes people miss left and right all the time. Yeah. He's an amazing receiver. It's just he's not the guy that goes out and gets you 65-yard touchdowns like Brown and Beckham and all them do. That's not what he does. He's the guy that kills you with 9 receptions for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I tell you too, and I've said this to you before, Kyle. Again, you know I love Antonio Brown. I do. Hold on, don't talk yet. And my biggest argument, I have 2. Beckham does more with less. He always has less receptions than Brown and puts up just about the same or more.
Slant route.
Hold on. But
So why is he
how
getting
much
penalized for the slant route?
But hold on.
If
You're
he's
going to
good at
penalize him for the slant. How much does Brown benefit from Le'Veon Bell? When have the Giants had a running game?
Never. Okay. I
So
get
now
that. So you're saying if Bell takes 30 carries a game, right?
Yeah.
And Ben only has to throw the ball 25 a game.
But he doesn't. He throws the ball 45 times a game. Every
Okay.
game he has at least 40 pass attempts.
Then how is Bell getting 30 carries a game?
They still do, Kyle. That's how they run. They're a fast-paced offense.
Okay. Now you're telling me you're saying Beckham's better than Brown.
I'm saying they're
You
the
said
same
that.
receiver.
You
No,
said
he
that.
said he's doing less.
I'm
He
saying
said
he's
that.
doing more
Or,
with
sorry,
less.
more
More
with
with less.
More with less.
He puts up almost the same
Fucking
numbers
Smirnoff,
with
man.
30 to 40 less receptions.
Still got some left.
Okay.
I give Brown the knock over Beckham because Brown wasn't put into the situation like Beckham was. Like Beckham was put right in and he was forced to be the number one.
Yeah.
Brown worked for it and he honed his game, which for me goes
Michael
a long
Thomas. Remember the name.
way. No, like Michael Thomas, like that type of, like I'm saying, like you hone the game, like you make it yours. You work hard to try to, because when Brown came in, Brown very easily could have been a fourth string option that was scrapped for the practice
he came in,
squad.
he was a 6th round pick. So
Well, not
yeah,
even the 6th round pick though, because when he came in, they had Ward, they had
Mike Wallace,
and Sanders. He could have easily been
Absolutely.
a practice
Willie
squad
Parks.
scrub, if not cut. But he worked hard, and for my thing is like
Staley.
Beckham is not oversized by any means.
Nope.
But Brown is undersized. Yeah, and Brown does, in my opinion, Brown does a lot. Even when, if you were to watch an entire Steelers game versus an entire Giants game, Beckham, it always looks like Beckham's doing a lot, and he is. I'm not taking that away from him, but he's going above and beyond to catch the football. Like, if it's within 6 feet of him, he's making some miraculous flexibility move to get the ball. But if Eli throws the ball 10 yards deeper than where he is, you don't really always see Beckham hustle to go get that ball. Brown does that. That Brown takes the extra step to do it. Brown, like, I've seen Beckham let off of catches for hits. Whereas I've seen Brown take a catch 2 yards in front of where he is in full stride with Vontaze Burfict coming in at full speed. To me, that's something that's completely irreplaceable because those are the plays. Oftentimes, those are the ones that end up deciding games. That first down that he got when Vontaze Burfict lit him up, which ended up causing that retaliation from Juju, that was a first down play, and that ended up keeping that drive alive, and they ended up scoring a touchdown on that play. And things like that. So
Fuck
that's, for
Vontaze
me,
Burfict.
that's what puts Brown
Agreed.
over
Amen.
Beckham.
We can all agree on that part.
Yes,
No,
we
I
agree
think
about
it's-
that.
for me, Kyle, this season could potentially
I'm a big fan of the dirty
almost
NFL
put
player.
it can almost put the Brown Beckham thing to rest because the Giants can potentially have a very similar offense to the Steelers, where we can both have strong run games with strong, could be the first, second wide receivers. This season could put it, maybe not to rest, but at least more in perspective.
Let me just say
I'd like,
this.
I'd like to chime in an
You,
argument.
you know I love Brown.
This isn't something that I normally do,
Yes,
but
just take
I'd
the
like to
gloves
chime in
off.
with an argument that supports Kyle versus bashes him.
I wouldn't do that.
I love you.
Hey guys, it's 1 o'clock. We should get out of
Well,
here.
here's the thing, though, and I completely agree with you. You have the argument, Beckham does more with less. But I'll take the shot for this. It's going to sound stupid, but Brown does more with more. And people kind of overlook that because
Oh, God,
you're right.
Kevin Durant.
Because Beckham, he comes out, he doesn't have a running game, and he goes out and he gets, less receptions, but equally around the same yardage.
Also gets targeted 55 times.
Maybe.
Oh, so does Brown.
That's
Don't
not
even
the-
give
no,
me
we're
that.
not
But he's
having-
open.
Don't
We're not
even give
having
me
that
that.
argument. That argument's not happening. They both get targeted equally. They go out, and yes, he gets less receptions, but he gets the same amount of yardage. But at the same time, Brown is always competing with other receivers for the ball. I understand Brown's getting the same
That's
amount
fair.
of targets,
That's
but
fair.
Ben's throwing the ball 40 times a game because he's got 4 people that he can go to 10
That's
times
fair.
a game. Eli does not have 4 people he can go to 10 times a game.
Sure.
Last year was the first time ever that he was looking like he was going to have 4 solid options. 2 of them got hurt for the end of the season, and then Beckham got hurt and just didn't come back.
No,
Because the season was a wash.
That's a fair.
And so
assessment.
that's why I say he does more with more. I mean, yes, he's targeted the same amount of times as Beckham, but you look at Ben throwing the ball 40 times a game, it's because Juju Smith can get 8 receptions. Jesse James can get receptions. When Heath Miller was playing, he could get receptions.
He's also got time to throw the ball, too.
But that's what I mean. This season can almost, I don't want to say put it to rest, but put it into a better perspective because we have a great tight end. I think Shepard's just as good as Schuster. Like, I think they're even.
Not even close.
Oh, wow.
Why, Kyle?
What?
Schuster had one good year. Shepard's a bona fide number 2 receiver.
That's ignorant.
It's not.
What that is.
That's you being a
That's an
Steelers
ignorant
homer, and it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
There's a big difference between
No.
knowing that you're Sterling Shepard and you should be a slot
We're going to
receiver.
cut him off, Kendall.
No. Give me
No.
a reason why you think Sterling Shepard's better than Juju
I'm
Smith.
asking another Steelers opinion, all right? You don't need to be hostile, ass.
All right, so here's what we're going to say.
Moving on.
And I do think Juju is better, but we've only had a sample size. I think
Big
that
sample size.
Well,
What are you going to do when he's the next Martavis Bryant and he
Kendall.
falls off dramatically?
Not even
Why?
close.
Why?
This argument's
Kyle?
moot because it's the same. I mean,
wanna
I
hear
personally think Mach should
A
take a shot.
Steeler and a
Not
Giants
calling
fan
out, but
that aren't as
it's the
passionate
same.
as you. It's
well,
nothing against you.
It's the same argument though that
It's
you're having an
fair.
argument
That's
about.
fair.
I should be a judge.
Neither of them is better than either of them because each of them had a productive rookie year and haven't done anything since. Shepard got
was
hurt.
good last year, but he came back and was good.
He was okay.
I think he was an average for the receiver.
But he's not a number one. He had to be the number one
But
last year.
Smith's not a number one.
I'm not saying he is.
But
But
Michael
we were talking
Thomas
about
is
last
better
season.
than
He
them
had to be
both.
the
They
number
both
one
had
receiver.
immaculate rookie years, and we haven't seen Smith's second year, and Shepard was plagued by injury. I don't think you can compare the two at all. It doesn't. It means nothing to me. This comparison. It's like comparing. It's like going out there and saying, "Oh, who's better, Ben
Line
Simmons?
up, man. You're like
Who's better,
scratching
Ben Simmons or
sick
Mitchell?"
bastard.
Like, how can you really tell? What's your basis to go off of?
Poor playoff.
Because Shepard had a great rookie year and then played pretty decently for an injury riddled year, or because Smith-Schuster had a outstanding, probably one of the best rookie receiving years we've seen in a long time. What's your basis to go off of? There isn't one. It's a dumb argument.
Well, I wasn't saying Shepard was. I was saying they're even. I wasn't saying one was better than the other.
All right, we got to cut.
Yeah, we got to go.
Both teams suck.
This is gonna be a fun car ride back.
I drove alone.
I just got iced. Time to go pick up my boy.
Beer reviews real quick.
What?
Redwood.
Pat, how was your beer?
Beer review.
Beer was fantastic.
You got to name the beer,
I had
where it's from,
two.
and you got to describe
The
it.
double coffee stout from Thimble Island. It was
In Brantford?
smooth. Yes, it
Our
was in
friends.
Brantford. It was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Kyle, how was that winter ale?
It was actually really good.
Almost had a birthday.
I'm a big fan of Goose Island.
Goose's Lynn.
Whatever. Big fan.
Wait a minute, you're just gonna dismiss him saying like that when you make everyone say cheese is Ches?
The cigarette, like, over the ear. What if this becomes the new trend? Like, instead of
This is
I tell
nips
you.
in the
I
hat.
would, I would
The
do
Czech
it
bar,
hurts.
the Czech
It hurts
Budweiser,
it.
terrible.
Not like coffee.
absolutely incredible. I love this beer a lot. I was so happy I found it.
Big Czech fan.
Yep. Really happy I found this. We'll be buying this again.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and drink.
Kendall
There you
Reed?
go. I had The Old Man by Treehouse. I haven't had a lot of their products. I've had like Julius and whatnot. But
I've
heard
had
good
a lot of
things.
the products, just the most
The
exclusive
best
ones.
one.
Ass. Because
Hey,
I don't
how
ever buy
are the
my own
prices
beer.
at the Paul-Mart?
Walmart, I mean, for me, they're
Love the
next to
Walmart.
free. Almost free. Very good. It's an ale. Not a huge
It's a
ale
bitter
fan.
ale.
Bitter ale, excuse me. But it was good. It was good. I wish it was a little colder. I think I would have got some more notes in it that
Sorry,
I don't articulate well.
Walmart will look at the expenses it costs to put a 4-door walk-in cooler.
But it was very good. I recommend all Treehouse products. Go up to Massachusetts in
That's not true. Some of
Munson,
that shit's gross.
and go check it out.
Jmart, would you like to review
Jeff?
your beer and? Father's
I'm going to need
Day
you to get closer to the microphone, though.
The Smirnoff was miserable. The Heineken, miserable.
Happy Father's Day.
Fucking father. Now I know how we felt.
Dave, I know you only had a Diet Coke in the thermos, but what do you think of the private stock?
Private stock, pound water, I recommend to anyone that's into ponds. Maybe we could spice it up with a nice, like a margarita glass, and take a lily pad around the edge.
We can market this.
Actually, we should put frog legs in there.
We've been talking about putting it on ice. It'd probably be really good.
Yeah, it'd be much better on ice.
I started off with the Shuby Juice from Thimble Island, a New England sour IPA. Very
that?
good.
Good.
Yeah, a little bitter, but nothing too crazy. No agita, which is always a plus when you're in the sour market. And then we had a call to the bullpen. The Shuby pitched 6 good innings, no hits, no runs, just a high pitch count, threw a lot of balls.
Okay.
But then the Catharsis from Treehouse came in, the American Porter, shut out 3 inning save.
Wow.
Pitched real well.
1-0 game. Here we go.
No. 42-0.
Wow.
Big top of the ninth, or bottom of the ninth.
Okay.
That can't be a save.
Yeah.
How?
Runners on first and second, man. Nobody out.
Yep.
You said it was 42-0.
It's a safe situation, regardless.
Yeah, he walked those two.
Well, no, because you get the save if you pitch 3 innings, regardless of the score.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shot.
I'll take
What-
one with
Don't you?
Hey.
Don't do the shrug.
I didn't know that.
That's
One-
a shot.
One more quick around the horn of the pond water.
As we do this,
Okay.
big thank you to Mr. Sanderson and Pat coming down.
Pat wants to
Pat.
Pat said he wants to be on the show all the time.
I kind of burped as I said that.
Nope.
It was good.
Thank you
I
for you
liked
guys coming
We
down.
don't have
I
enough
hope you had
microphones to
fun.
have here all the time.
Thanks
sorry.
for having me.
We actually had to install these.
it. That's fair.
Now you can
A
come.
little extra work.
We have 4 extra mics. You're good. 5 extra mics.
You know, Pat, next time we could talk Landon Donovan for you. Oh, you're a
Fuck
big
him
fan.
and Team
Big fan.
Mexico.
No.
Big fan.
No, we will
He's
not.
on Team Mexico.
They
No, he's
did
not.
just win versus Germany.
Yeah, actually, Mexico beat Germany, which is like a huge
1-0.
thing. 1-0. But
Oh.
he's not on Mexico.
What is that?
He's not on Mexico. You can't do that. He played for
Where
Team
you wanna
USA for
play.
like 16 years.
He's
you can't
half
just be like,
Mexican.
no.
You don't
It
know
doesn't work that way.
You
though.
don't know that.
Listen,
That's,
I know nothing about soccer, so I don't give a fuck.
It's football,
That's gonna be on a shirt. You don't know that.
and it's coming to the U.S.
Hey, that's my new Turbox shirt. You don't know that.
You don't know that. We'll
All right,
write
well,
that
from
down.
all of us here at Getting Sprots With Drunk, this has been a dumpster fire. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there and all the dads to be.
Enjoy.
And single moms and raccoons.
People who have been iced.
Moms that look like dads.
Dads that look like
Jeff.
moms. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
I'm Milwaukee. That was
Jmart.
Jeff.
Doers unto others.
The Redwood.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.